Well, welcome to an Airsoft podcast where we talk about aliens.
And you said Mr. Ballin did an episode on this?
He did an interview with Tom Segura.
Think about that.
Well, that shows you how good the movie was. My problem with alien invasions is always the same. It's always a hive thing.
I don't.
Opinions expressed by Rich do not reflect
Yeah, don't do that.
24
Yeah,
Airsoft.
I'm really bad. I'm bad. We're really on a tangent today.
No, that's fine.
Let's look it up.
They just don't do anything, and I'm like, just go, just fucking go. I have a demilled RPG-7.
I have a demilled AT4 too.
Right? I don't mind.
We've been down this road.
What
What do we need?
They were saying that about training too.
Yeah. Like, sorry that I want to be proficient with the firearm that I carry that could help save my life.
Well,
Now,
it's double speak, right? So their argument is like, not everybody should have handguns, but the ones that should be trained. And then you get the training, and then you go to court and like, oh, you trained to kill somebody.
yeah.
What the fuck?
In the same way, it's like now, thankfully, things like optics and lights have become standardized, I guess might be the right word. Like they're such commonplace that you're not going to get in trouble for that. But like, you're not going to see me taking the back plate off of a Glock and putting a Punisher skull.
Yeah. I was gonna say that was the thing. Yeah. I remember that.
Like that just screams like, oh, this dude.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Zulu 24 podcast. As always, I'm joined by Jordan from, I almost said Airsoft Studios, from Zulu Outdoor. And today we have Red Drink Rich back again. You can always tell when we run out of shit to talk about. We just bring Rich on
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's like a gab.
because he's got the gift of gab.
That's right.
Did you guys hear about the aliens that are coming in November?
No.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
No, dude,
Oh, yeah.
tell.
No, was an object, an interstellar object coming towards Earth, and somebody somewhere, some scientist, whatever the fuck. I have not looked into this very much.
He's a Harvard astrophysicist, and the object is very large. It's like 7 miles, I think, if I remember correctly.
Oh, that's like a planet extinction.
Yeah. But for some odd reason, it didn't say that it course corrected or anything like that. But he says that the size and the makeup of the object is strange to be natural.
And then everybody jumped on that and they were like, oh, it's an alien ship.
Oh, man,
Nice.
yeah, an alien
Yeah,
ship.
I
Or
Googled
probe.
aliens 2025, and the first 4 news articles that popped up are news outlets I've never heard of before.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Alien mothership approaching Earth. Scientist predicts date of arrival in November.
Yep.
Okay.
That's right. So November, we'll all have to bow down. What if it was a 12-foot tall came off that fucking thing?
Like Avatar?
Well,
Like the
now
blue people?
we'd be like, America would be like, well, we had a good run, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
I always thought, what about the Battle for Los Angeles? Remember that movie?
Good Lord.
God, how did you feel about that movie being a Marine?
So I watched it because a buddy of mine was like, dude, you got to check this out. I feel like their tactics are pretty good. This is a civilian friend of mine. And I watched it and I was like, because he was like, man, they went and they cleared in this house and they were like, doorway left, whatever. They were calling shit out. And I was like, yeah, I feel like anybody would do that though.
Yeah.
Like, it was all right. It was okay. I'm glad that like some of the main characters died. I like when movies do that.
Oh, yeah.
So then you never know like what's going on.
I like no matter the medium, I like when the adversary isn't super powerful. Well, no, okay, I like powerful, but is not like completely
Like
OP.
a realistic struggle.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden the Mary Sue comes and then just like defeats it easily. I hate that shit.
The
Like,
chosen one.
Yeah, I like where it's like, all right, well, okay, clearly if you have, it's like a biomechanical being, right? And like 6 guys fire machine guns at it, it's gonna go down. Like it's still like kind of in the movie. For spoiler alert for those people,
That movie's like 12 years old.
Yeah.
You're
you
fine.
never know. Well, there's possibly people that are listening to this podcast that were not born yet.
Potentially.
Or were born but not old enough to even watch
What about
a
if
PG
they were?
movie.
What if they were conceived during the movie? Think about that.
Well, that shows you how good the movie was. It was all right. My problem with alien invasions is always the same. It's always a hive thing.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have to kill each individual. You kill the one, and then the rest all die around it, right? I think there was one. I think it was a really terrible movie, Battleship.
Oh God, yeah, because it was based off the board game Battleship.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Yes,
because they said that it's.
I watched about 8 minutes of that movie.
Yeah.
But the cool part about the movie was like the aliens were individuals. They weren't this hive mind fucking. You kill the queen and they all fucking die.
No, yeah.
Well, so like, I don't remember who brought it up, but somebody brought it up in here like 2 weeks ago. The original Transformers movie, 2007.
Yeah.
Technically an alien species, technically not a hive mind.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it, and my girlfriend looks and goes, "Who actually watched that?" Like, she had never seen it before. So
Transformers?
She had never seen the Transformers live action movie, like the U.S. government psyop where they showed off the F-22 for the first time. That one.
They have a bad habit of doing that.
Wait, really? They did?
Yeah, the original Transformers movie in 2007. I can tell you this 100% because we watched it this week, so she could experience it. Every Decepticon in that movie is a military aircraft. That was the first time the Osprey was shown. It was the first time the F-22 was shown.
When was that movie made?
2007.
Okay, well, Ospreys have been around a while because
actually the
Raptor. I went in on a Osprey. Jesus Christ, I went in an Osprey towards the end.
Yeah,
right before I got out.
Yeah, but this was like the first time they were used in like public like movies and shit. But not a hive mind kind of thing. It's just a weird alien species that thinks we have powers. I don't know where I was going with this, but it was on the hive mind thing because that movie is a stark contrast to most alien like invader movies.
You know what? Who did a really good version of like aliens conquering us? There was an episode of Stargate SG-1 where this group of, they look human. They're the same as us, but they're like, they didn't have the Dark Ages. So they're like a couple hundred years ahead of us.
Yeah.
And they have a neighboring planet that later in the series, you find out why they got this note. Anyway, the beginning is basically these they were called the Shen or some shit. I don't know. And basically they looked like regular human beings. And the idea was they started, they gave us all technology like, oh yeah, we can cure cancer. We can do this. We can do that. But they were slowly and systematically sterilizing us that by the time two generations, they were gone. And then what happened is the plot, they find out about this. They're like, oh my God, I can't have babies. Like a few of the women in the show, they're like, I can't have kids. What the fuck is going on? And the doctor's like, no, you're definitely fine. Because it's all their technology. You're totally fine. And then they find out that that's the case. So then they use the Stargate as a time travel plot hole device and say, never go to this planet. They basically said, they put the coordinates and said, never go. That's it. Like they left it like no.
And then somebody was like.
So what happens is later on in the series, they meet the Ashen around the same time they would have.
Yeah.
And what happens is they meet the neighboring planet, and the neighboring planet only has like
12 people on it.
They only have very few people on it who were, because like obviously diseases, they don't always kill 100% of a group.
Yeah.
So like there's a few, and they're basically like it's a farming planet, and these people are like, yeah, they shouldn't have always been our friends. And then they find out that like they do some like, some burial sites. They're helping them like remove some stuff, and they're like, yo, there was a city before here. And then they find out like through old newspaper clippings that these Shen people like literally wiped them out. And and then they're about to launch out like a bio bomb, and then they like release it to their people instead. I don't know. It was an interesting take on the like, all right, we're gonna do the soft hand approach. Like we're gonna that to me is like even more. That's the long game. This is not like let's be violent kind of thing. It's like, we'll just kill you softly. That's like pretty.
Well, that kind of a lot of the like alien, a lot of the alien abduction stories, if you believe in those, they're all kind of the same thing. They're all like, oh, they're interested in our like reproductive organs and shit. Like, so it's kind of like
they're always interested in that, and I wonder if that's like sexual trauma of their past.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, like something like that,
There was just recently this
alien sexual trauma.
Well, no, I mean, like, it's like trauma from their past, and their mind is trying to relate things that they're seeing, or not seeing.
I get what you're saying now.
And it basically is like, because why are they always interested in the sexual organs, their buttholes and stuff, and like, and whatever.
Do you consider the butthole a sexual organ, Rich?
To some, yes.
It is to some.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a new thing floating around now too, and since we're on the topic of aliens, and now we're a conspiracy podcast.
We're a conspiracy, but we went
Not
from
the first time we've had a tinfoil hat.
Right, you're right.
Why don't we? You know what? You should have that as a prop when
We
somebody
used to.
starts.
We do. It's in my shed. I have all the props that we had from the original studio. There's a new thing floating around right now. Mr. Ballin was doing some of this, and then this other guy was too. But I think it was in the 70s. This this human, was learning how to fly. And he was flying in Mexico. Like, he lived in Mexico. He was doing it was his first flight alone.
Okay.
So the instructors are on the ground. The planes that they're using only have X amount of gas, and they can't really go that far. So he takes off, and he's basically just supposed to go up, make a loop, and like come back down.
Yeah.
And then he's gone for like 3 hours. And then he pops up on the coast. Oh, very, very famous city in Mexico.
Tijuana?
No.
Famous for different reasons.
Famous for you. Yeah. Fucking whatever. So he pops up over there with like a full tank of gas. And he's like, oh my God, where am, like, he's on the radio, like, this is student 34, whatever the fuck his number was.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know where I'm at. Where am I? And then they call him on the radio, like, hey, you got to come in. So he lands, and they immediately take him in for like check him for drugs and all sorts of shit. And they look at the plane and they're like, you still got like a full tank of gas. Like, how the fuck did you get here? Like, you just popped up. So what had happened was, while he was flying, something like took over his fucking body, used him as a meat skin, right? And started talking to air traffic control through him.
And they have this recorded.
They have parts of it recorded
So
because
like a demon.
In this case,
Talking tongues like.
No.
You ever seen those people that do that? Oh my God! Oh my.
Back to rattlesnakes above our heads. So alien takes over his body, starts talking, tells air traffic control, hey, let's switch to a different channel. That way we're not disrupting other air traffic in the area. Acapulco is where he just like popped out in the ocean, or over the ocean. And so they switched channels, and because they switched channels, there's not a full recording of it. They switched channels to, I guess, the ground crew channel.
Okay.
And somebody on the ground recorded like 15 or 20 seconds of it. That's all I have of it. But he was basically like, hey, I'm using this guy as a microphone, as a meat puppet to talk to you guys right now. Like, basically all other species in the universe are all basically like humans. Like, we're all kind of the same shape, like we all just kind of look like humans. But you guys are the only ones that still use war to like settle problems. It was all this like peace, love, and harmony shit.
God.
Yeah. And the only thing that he didn't say, though, which usually they do when they're made up, is like, you're killing the planet. He didn't say shit about that. He was just like, stop killing each other. And then he was like, he had like a 45-minute conversation with the air traffic controller. And then he was like, okay, we're out. Peace. And then and then this pilot wakes up essentially and just like, oh my God, where the fuck am I? But I guess the weird part of the story is that plane, from where he took off to where he ended up, the plane didn't hold enough fuel to do that. And then for the plane, after it landed, to have basically a full tank of gas was like super weird. Obviously the conversation was a bit weird. Oh, he also spoke in like 3 different languages, like Spanish, obviously. And then the air traffic controller was just like, asked him questions in German because he knew German. And the alien answered in French.
That's fucking wild.
But answered correctly in French or some shit, and then went right back to Spanish. It was like fucking wild.
We really need that tinfoil hat right now, because that is,
oh yeah,
that is wow. That that is something else.
That's a good one.
And you said Mr. Ballin did an episode on this?
He did an interview with Tom Segura because he started a new thing where he's interviewing people, and he told that story on the Tom Segura interview.
Okay.
And then somebody else picked it up. Chris Ramsey, he's a magician, but he also does like alien shit.
Yeah.
And so those are the only two people that I've heard talk about it.
Interesting.
It's fucking wild. The fact that there's only 15 seconds of this fucking recording is so like, that pisses me off so much. Everything with aviation from like,
it's always the case.
yeah, I know. And that's the heartbreaking part. I want it to be real so bad. We need a fucking hard reset, dude. Let them come. That's what I say, dude. At the very least, it'll be something interesting that's happening besides our government just fucking us in the ass constantly.
This sounds like a good deal.
Fuck it. Why not?
Damn
like,
good deal.
I don't know if I want.
Like, hey, what's the difference? I got to take my shoes off before I come inside. Like, how do you aliens work?
Well, look, TSA says we don't have to take our shoes off anymore.
Maybe that's the start. They've been TSA has been secretly grooming us like this whole time.
Oh my god. I you know what's funny? I always loved that Ancient Alien show. I would always try to watch it, and I'm not kidding you. It was like Dramamine for me. I would just fall asleep within like fucking 5 minutes of the episode. Not even. Like I'd just be like this. I'd be like wide awake, all buzzed, all like ready, like sugar high, and then I'm watching, and I literally wake up like hours and hours later, and I'm like on the couch, like what the fuck? And like,
yeah, and then your dad calls you back, and he's just like, "Hey, we just had a 45-minute long conversation about how aliens are all the same." That whole series from History Channel was kind of a bust.
They're still doing it on Netflix
I know,
or something.
dude. That
guy aliens, and that guy's meme. It's fucking great.
I mean, if you really think about it, it makes way more sense that aliens did visit a long time ago and maybe fucking like gave some pointers. There's so many stories about it. Like, and
I see. I'm not sure if they visited or anything like that. I would 100%. There's got to be other life out there, and I'm not even saying intelligent. There has to be like other microbes. Like they've, the biochemistry. Like they've seen like not exact like life, obviously on like asteroids and other comets and stuff like that. But they've seen the building blocks, so it's not like in the realm of impossible for that. But it just sucks the distances that we're, dealing with.
Maybe the distance is a good thing, though.
Oh yeah, definitely because if you think about it, like, obviously if you're an advanced species, you're definitely gonna be like a human, where humans became hunters. Like they literally are predatory. They're literally hunt and kill. And like, you're not going to get I don't think you're going to get the peace loving aliens that people think that you might get some level of like, well, yeah, we feel bad or whatever. But like when it gets down to it, like you're going to get a species that is not, sunshines and rainbows. And I think that would be, that, or in all honesty, the other thought is that you'd just be robots. It would just be like bio goo. It would be like nanotech goo, to be honest. Because what was that guy? What was that scientist that said it wasn't Moore's? Because that's Moore's law. Moore's law is like about the exponential curve of like computer power. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's the same guy or somebody else that talks about how like nanotechnology or technology would be you'd send one craft to somewhere, and then that craft would make a bunch of stuff, and then that would send, and then that would send, and then that would send, and then it would spread out that way. And the people the species that originally created that could be dead 50,000 years, but this thing is still doing its thing because it's able to do that. Well, welcome to an Airsoft podcast, where we're talking about aliens. That's
all right. We just talk what we don't talk. I was going to ask you. You know about the dark forest theory? So this is a counter argument to.
I think I've heard this before.
Yeah, it's a counter argument to the Fermi paradox.
Okay, because I've heard that.
Yeah, so the Fermi paradox is basically like, if there's all this life out there, where's all the signals?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And
there's a bottleneck for those that don't know. There's a bottleneck, like either war happens, disease, the civilization dies out, a myriad of things.
Sure. And then the dark forest theory is like, if you're alone in a dark forest, you don't want to be the first one to turn on a light.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
And so maybe that's what's going on. Maybe nobody wants to like reach out. I mean, as humans though, we fucking flood our local area.
Okay. My favorite scene in a movie was remember the movie Contact? It was a Carl Sagan book that became a movie, and it was with is it Jodie Foster? Matthew McConaughey's in it. Matthew McConaughey's in it.
They make the big spinny thing.
Yeah. They make the big spinning thing, right? But like, the best is when like James Wood is a national security advisor. Or like one of the top guys in the government, and they're like, oh man, the guy's like, oh man, this is not just audio, we're getting visual too. And then like they put the thing on the screen. It's like this black and white blurry image. By the way, this is from 1997, so there's definitely people that are listening to this podcast that were not born.
Yeah.
So the best is like, it's like rotated weird, and it's a signal from space. And basically they're like, what is that? And then like, as they're listening to the audio, it's like this blind guy in that's the scientist is like it's speaking German. The audio message is German. And then as they enhance the image, and they're rotating it. Literally, they have to zoom out, and it's literally giving the commencement speech to the 1933 Olympic Games. Yeah. And literally, James Woods sees that and goes, okay. Literally, it's like the best. It is like perfect acting. Like, okay. And then he like waves on the National Guard, which makes no sense because they're just watching a TV screen of this signal. And it's like, it's like hilarious. And then the next scene is Angela Bassett. It's like 20 million people died defeating that son of a bitch, and he's our ambassador to the earth. What the hell? And they're like, well, you don't understand. And the scientists are trying to explain, like, it's the first signal that went out there. It doesn't mean that they're. The guy's like, yeah, well, maybe they like our time. Dude, they just go off, and that's like the only good thing about that movie. The movie starts getting into like
weird shit.
The idea of like, it was. I think it was an interesting. It was a good film. It wasn't bad, but it was just like, it was just interesting. I like that part. That part of the movie is like 100% real reaction of somebody seeing like, okay, what, like that was literally okay. So, anyway,
good one.
Yeah, aliens.
I dig it. I hope they are coming. You say November?
Yeah, it's in November.
Good.
I just don't want an asteroid or something because we're fucked. Fucked.
Oh, if it's a 7 mile wide asteroid,
we're fucked. Yeah. Have you ever seen like the simulations of like planet Earth where if something like the size, like really infinitesimal objects hit the Earth at the speed of light, it would like vaporize us.
Like a grain of rice and all that.
No, not even. Yeah. There was one that was like a sand particle at the speed of light and like vaporized the entire planet. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, chance of survival was like less than 30%. There used to be a content creator on YouTube where that was like his shorts. Like he would just do, what if we accelerated a single molecule of sand or a grain of rice and do the whole like map. He had some special software for it where it would show like if it impacted here, what percentage of the planet would die. Most likely, obviously, if you're on the other side of the planet, you might survive. But yeah, he had like 50 or 60 of those.
Yeah, he had a lot of those. Now they're probably all AI generated.
Probably.
Nice. Audience, what's your thoughts on AI? Is it going to save us or not?
It's going to kill creativity.
It's a helpful tool for sure.
it is slop. It is slop. But then like I have seen like people using it as far if you really tailor the AI, what I've seen, just like videos online of what people have done,
I've seen
like for your like as a personal assistant, it seems to be like very helpful if you're like an entrepreneur or something like that. You can really come up with some really crazy ideas or just interesting facts. But then there was that guy that he just was on the news about like he actually became sexually attracted to his.
I just watched this.
And then as he's talking, right, this was on like major publications, and he's talking. And he's like, "Yeah, this is what happened. I created this. It came out of nowhere." And then literally, you're like, "All right." And if I remember correctly, the guy wasn't like hideous looking. It was just like it looked like a normal dude.
He had a wife.
But that's what. And then you reveal. And then it's like, and the one that I watched was Australian. So it's like, but Mark's partner, and it's like, wait, what? He's got a wife and kids. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I always like the investigative journalism of Australia because they're like, Mark's partner, and I can't do
everything just sounds like a National Geographic film.
Yeah, it sounds a little. It sounds, and they always do like these like. I like the 60 Minutes down there. They actually do some really good reporting sometimes on stuff. Surprisingly enough.
I just watched. Maybe I watched a different one because this dude was American.
Yeah, he's American. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he was.
It
just
was
like,
an interview from an Australian outback, outback. Australian dude.
That one dude coming from Australia is gonna roast you for that.
Wait, there's a guy from Australia here.
He's coming end of the month.
Wait, there's wait. He's like a guy.
He's a player. He's
Yep.
played here before. We went over this on the last episode. Clearly, Richie doesn't watch them.
I don't watch
It's
enough.
okay.
Fucking damn it. Yeah, he DM'd the page and sent us a photo of his Australian passport on top of a Zulu dead rag with like Zulu patches and stickers, and was just like, "I'm coming to the U.S. on vacation at the end of August."
Oh, my didgeridoo.
Yeah, he's like, "Can the next Milsim day be August 30th?" And I was just like, "Normally it's a no for this. It's a absolutely yes."
Yeah.
We gotta have. You gotta have that guy be like the special envoy. I want that person to use all their verbal knowledge. Like, I just want them to be like, "Let's go, mate." So something like, I don't know. I can't.
I think it'd be funny.
There was
to
a
have
guy
him on the podcast.
Yo, that would be interesting. That would be interesting if he can't talk about, there's no scene down there. There's like gel ball and
That's why
Nerf
I
and
have
stuff.
so many questions.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Dude,
Yeah.
there is, I do watch this one guy, what's his name? Bradley Martin? I think that's his channel name. And he's like a huge Nerf dude. And I've watched like some of his content because it's very good as far as like reviewing the things. Dude, Nerf guns are like, dude, some of them, it's that in Singapore can't have airsoft guns, but then they use all our technology and then,
Yeah.
dude, they have dart guns that literally shoot like 400 feet per second.
Yeah. 'Cause,
Like that's crazy.
insane. Some of the
crazy.
T238 tracers, if you buy the wrong model, it's for darts because
Yeah.
they're used for Nerf.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, and they have some like interesting, like they talk about the grams and like all this stuff, and like it's pretty interesting. Like I would not want to. I would
do it.
I would play, sure, but like I'm like, oh man, that kind of sucks being neutered because you can't have airsoft. But
Well,
it just was.
The dudes I've seen, they have videos for like Australia,
Mhm.
and this I remember seeing this a while ago. They were buying like AEG parts and Polar
Yep.
Star parts and
Yeah.
putting them into gel blasters. So like
Yep.
they have a Polar Star Jack or F1 in their gel blaster,
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, that sucks because you could still only shoot like 60 feet.
Yeah. Well, apparently the gel blasters, I don't know if they have a hop up. I think they've not a hop up, but they do something. I know the Nerf guns have a thing called a SCAR or a bicar. It's an adapter on the front and it has roller bearings like this. That's like rifling, and it actually improves the accuracy. Like, so, I forget some of the guns that they shoot. They're shooting. I forget the couple 80 meters.
That's far.
That's
It was like 80 I think 80 meters
with a
one.
Nerf gun.
With a Nerf gun, but like it's
like
especially designed.
240 feet.
Yeah. They had it was. Correct me if
to
I'm
the
wrong.
dumpster.
That
It's
is
really-
exactly 2,000.
Yeah, but like they're arcing it, but they're special. Like the rounds are special. They're
Is it like
shorter.
a 45 degree arc?
They're short. No, they're like shorter darts. Like I know there's like 50, 60 meters. There's like, and this video, he shows like different guns they've got. They have like, there's one that they have like so many different designs. It's like it's interesting. It's definitely like, I guess like the will to play action sports. I guess if you want to call it, if you wanted to call this
Because
action,
isn't like paintball still legal in Australia?
I don't think so.
Let's look it up.
That's a good question. But to get back on the point of the Australian man, there was a guy that we used to play with at Cousins out in New Jersey, and he was British. And I remember this. Oh my God, it must have been 07, 06, like really early on in that field as well, playing airsoft. And that guy would be like, "Let's go, lads!" And he would just scream in like his really thick accent, and it was like so inspiring to like just charge in. It literally was like, "All right, lads, let's go up the hill." It's like it was just so good. Like I'm doing literally an Australian and just a butchering accent right now, but it was fun. So like if this guy shows up, he's got to do that. I'll give him my megaphone and just be like, just lead the troops into battle.
So,
or you make the Milsim game that he needs to be protected. Like he's got to get we got to get him to the chopper. We got to get him back to his home country. But he's got to like the whole like he's got to get. We got to take him back and like literally. I swear on God's green earth, if that's the case, I will literally just have him get as long as he gets to the helicopter. People could be dying alongside him, protecting him. That would be, I don't know. That's a little ridiculous. I don't think anybody will lay down their airsoft lives for that. I would, because I've died plenty of times. It doesn't matter, and I think stuff like that is hilarious.
Dylan and I are almost done writing the Milsim Day for that day, so I'll talk to him about it later. And
I think we could get him to be like, we got to get you there. We got to get you back to Australia. You know.
But I did look it up. Airsoft, 100% illegal. Paintball, totally legal and very popular.
Oh, you know
I
why?
imagine it's extremely popular. Yeah.
Oh, I think you know
Given
why.
the choice, you know.
You know why? Because paintball, I think last minute, like did concessions, and so if I remember correctly, they were gonna not be legal, and then they did concessions of some kind, and they kind of cut out the airsoft thing. There was I remember hearing something like this back in the day.
Yes.
They did some kind of.
So I'm reading it. Players must be aware of safety regulations, including the necessity of a firearm safety course in order to play or purchase a paintball gun.
Yeah.
So why couldn't they do the same thing for? I mean, beyond the obvious that airsoft looks mean and scary.
Probably that airsoft looks mean and scary.
Yeah, but even gel blasters though. Gel blasters look like airsoft.
You know what? You know what's funny? What's the other thing? You know what? Singapore. They're not even. Correct me if I'm wrong. Singapore, I don't think you can have a Nerf gun. They can make that's what it is. Singapore is making the cool shit. Or like there's a company there that's like doing all the high end stuff or whatever. And I don't think can own a Nerf gun, or there's some kind of hoops to do that. They really restrict.
So Singapore has a very restrictive ban list on toy guns or blasters that affects the Nerf community. Some models are no longer allowed for importation, but most models are still legal to own there. They do fall under the Explosive and Weapon Control Act.
Jesus. My God. Could you imagine that? You can't have a Nerf gun. What are these people? Yeah,
Dude, we sit here in communist New York and we're just like, man, we're so restrictive. And then you look at the wall and you're like, I guess we're not.
We're so restricted. We can only have 10-round mags for our concealed carry firearms. Singapore can't even own Nerf guns.
Yeah, I mean, even in the airsoft sphere, like, we're doing all right.
I've said this for a long time, and it's a hot take. States in the United States that have less restrictive gun control, so they have cooler gun rights, have shittier airsoft.
Yeah, because why would you play airsoft?
Exactly.
Why would you spend your money on airsoft when you could go out and deck out?
Yeah, like own a Mark 23 with a suppressor, yeah. And then insert states where they have more restrictive gun control. Oh, New York, California.
I think that, you know what? I'm gonna push back on that. I think you're right. But I think that was back in several years ago. I think now that's changed. I think with the advent of like the cheaper, when I say cheaper, I mean less expensive entry fee into airsoft. I think it's a supplement and then there's all young people now.
Well, it also causes a crossover.
Yeah, and they're like, wow, wait a second. And then if you have a couple cool fields or there's all these event organizers, like, dude, where? And I think even firearms dudes, I think even firearms dudes, unless they're older dudes that are like older than 40. Well, no. See, me and Dave, you're 41, right? I'm
42
40
now.
You're 42. All right, I'm gonna be 41 in September. So like we're talking like 55 and older won't understand airsoft. Maybe I'm like, oh, that's stupid. You know, like they maybe have a little bit of a slant to it. Whereas I think younger guys that are into guns are like, this is cool because they grew up on like Call of Duty, Nerf, video games, just everything in movies, and I think they're more accepting of like, oh, I get the idea of doing airsoft or Milsim or whatever you want to call it.
Well, video games are the gateway drug.
Yeah, I also think the thing is, sure, you can shoot all you want, but you can't do you can't even do team tactics at a gun range.
No, you have to have private property.
Yeah, you got to have private property, and even then, like, you know, you don't want to work with some strangers because they're gonna like ND or something in your back.
I think that's the difference, right? A, airsoft didn't exist for those older people, and B, they're used to the gun range safety rules, never point a weapon at anybody, that type of shit.
Yeah.
And then we come home, we're like, dude, check this out. You can point this weapon at somebody.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
they're like,
That is true. You know, I
So
never
they're
even
like,
thought of it
oh.
like that. That is true. You know what I mean? So like, that is.
Yeah, but the argument could be made if like you go to a sim or a UTM class, like you're still using a real firearm with a sim bolt.
I wasn't around, but that wasn't around for these people.
And I think that wasn't around for even private citizens only like a while ago, and then obviously they banned it, and then they brought it back or whatever with ammunition or whatever. But even then, like, it was costly, it was prohibitively expensive. Whereas airsoft, I think, look, even the military, I think even just as like for combat, it makes sense. It's like, oh, all right, well, we're not going to have, you know, instead of blue guns, because blue guns are expensive. Have you seen some guns? Some blue guns are more than the guns.
So
themselves.
when you say blue guns, are you talking about like the dummy,
like rubber dummy
rubber
guns? Yeah. So if you have
those
to
are
do,
fucking expensive.
like, so if you have to use those
For no fucking reason.
yeah,
For no-
you know, you're better off just getting a couple
Well,
of
it's gatekeeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're better off just getting a couple of, you know,
Airsoft
analogs,
trainers.
and that's it, because
Yeah.
you're using it as an analog. You know, obviously there's no recoil or whatever unless you get a gas blowback, but it's never the same, you know, whatever. But I think other thing too is I never see this point. I always see like the training aspect of airsoft, or they're like, it's like, oh man, the real, you know, sometimes, you know what's like really important? Actually getting outside and like hanging out with other human beings that maybe be like-minded.
Yeah.
That like that is like one thing that's
So, like,
always
building a
overlooked. Maybe
community?
have some fun. Like have some fun. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah, but you never point your weapon at anything.
yeah, there's always like the seriousness of like, you're always training because you never know. Like, bro, at one point, okay, I get it, but like, you know,
You're also allowed to have fun.
yeah, and
I'm aged out, so whatever Boogaloo is going to come or whatever, like I'm aged out. It's going to be Jordan and his guys, and they're about to age out. So
yeah,
like, I don't know what I'm training for. I'm not training for shit.
yeah, no,
But that
I
circles
just
back.
like fun.
That circles back to a conversation. Do you know Jimmy Bones?
No, maybe I'd recognize his face or something.
Used to write for Airsoft Insider. GZA.
You know what? Probably.
Okay, so he's a crucial part of the story, just in terms of the conversation aspect. Dylan bought a PTW off of him in like February, and
Trash gun.
and
As I look over at Dave.
Jimmy drove all the way out here to drop it off, and it was like in the middle of a fucking snowstorm too. But we were sitting here talking, and he's been around airsoft for like just as long as you have.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been around for a little over 10 years. And him, Dylan, and I kind of had this conversation where we concluded that it felt like, in comparison to the old days, the community wasn't there. Like, you used to show up and you'd see the same dudes, the same faces, and you felt like you were part of a bigger community.
Yeah.
And in the last like 7 years, with the newer generation of airsofters, it's the YouTubers, the clickbait stuff, the fights and flip out videos, and airsoft kind of lost its footing as a community, at least in the Northeast.
So it became popular, right? And with that popularity, loses the niche of being a community.
Correct.
Right? So like, there's a balancing act between the two, right? Because with a community, you don't have a lot of guys or a lot of people playing. Now, that doesn't mean necessarily a bad thing, but when those people age out or they can't do it, because airsoft at the end of the day, I noticed like a couple of years back where people were, I wouldn't say years, a couple of years back, like there was like I hate saying the word gatekeeping, but there was like, everyone was being like really hostile towards new players, like really hostile. Like, oh man, look at this guy's, he doesn't know how to do his gear or whatever. I'm like, bro, the guy was like 12 when like, the person's like doesn't understand. Like, why don't you try to help him? But that was like that whole like bravado thing, like people being kind of shitbags. But
the
like,
elitism.
Yeah, there was a lot of elitism, and I just never understood it because like, I didn't come from that era. I was like, yo, you just wanted to tell people like, oh, this is the information. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, like, oh dude, like, and I never understood that because unlike every other, I don't know, I guess hobby or sport or whatever. Well, actually, no, they're important as well. You need people to participate. If you have nobody to play Airsoft, so you need to cultivate. Honestly, my favorite thing to do now that I'm like way older is when you get like the little kids that are like, yo, they're terrified or they have no idea what to do, and you just tell them, yo, if you crouch and you get in this position and you like get in this window and just start shooting, like. They're like, wow, really? Is that what I do? I'm like, yo, just do right there. And just stay right there and do what I say. And I'm telling you, you're going to have a great time. You want to have a great time? Yeah, I want to have a great time. And then they do it. And then, I'll die or whatever. And then we'll see the little guy later. And you're like, oh man, I killed like 6 people. That was crazy. And it's like, I don't know. To me, like that's fun. I don't know. Maybe
it's helping to cultivate the community.
I kind of like that because you want people to play. Like otherwise, like if you just... What are you gonna do? Just be a chair softer? Like I've somewhat become.
Well, no,
that's what my friends would say. I don't go to enough national events. I'm like, you know what, guys? It's very hard to go to national events when you have Zulu 24.
Oh, get wrecked.
And a hop, skip, and a jump away.
Well, so that was kind of the point I was making was because Dylan and I noticed it with the last Milsim day. I really want you to play a Milsim day.
I see my job just keeps throwing money at me and they don't want me to have off. So like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm lucky I came today.
No, that's like I want you to play it so you can experience all the stuff I've told you.
Yeah.
But him and I walked off the field at the end of the last one going, it felt like that spark where we were like, yes, there were small subsects and groups, but it felt like everybody was part of a bigger community and they were all happy to be there, which was kind of what we were looking for. Because when we talked about that whole conversation with Jimmy, he looks at me, he's like, how do we fix that? And I was like, how do you fix a culture? It takes, 18 months to fix culture.
What's interesting is like, I'm trying to think, see now thinking off the cuff is very difficult. Like, because obviously I've been playing a long time. So there's like ebb and flows of what, and I think in my like, I hate saying career, Jesus, but like, let's say 2011, right before that, I was kind of getting burnt out with Airsoft, surprisingly enough.
That was when I was starting.
Which is really surprising. Maybe like 2010, 2011. I've been already playing since 2001, so like it's almost 10 years. And I went, because the New York scene was like, I don't care what anyone says. Everyone goes, my field is toxic. Dude, I go to these places. I've seen these people. And I'm like, your shit doesn't even fucking register. Old New York was like, people were fist fighting. There was always some kind of assault happening. Like people were getting like too aggro too quickly. People threatening to come back to the indoor field with with real guns. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like I'm going to bring, what's funny is one guy at Strikeforce, older gentleman, by the way, like really a tan Italian meathead, really like, and I'm like, I don't even know why he would even threaten this. He's like, I'm gonna come back with my Glock 22. And this is before, obviously, this is years before the actual Glock 22 caliber. Yeah. So I had to look that up, and it was some type of Glock.
It's a 40 cal.
It's a 40 cal Glock. I was like, oh, all right.
Welcome to the world where Glock's numbers don't mean calibers.
They don't mean anything. But like, so like when people say like see, I don't like, okay, I don't like the term shitball.
Really?
I don't like the term shit. I've had this argument.
I love that term.
You know what? It's a generational thing. 100%. I understand. Once it was really laid out to me by you, by other guys, is that, oh, you're just going to the day. You're just having a good time. Me, the word shit means it's going to be a shit day. Why the fuck am I even going there? Why am I even doing anything? The negative aspect of it, the
you know who
connotation.
created the term shitball, right?
What's that?
Like that came out of a certain community in the airsoft sphere because they are seen as the higher tier game. So anything underneath that is shitball.
Yeah, I get that, but then like everyone was using it as that, and I don't know. I never understood that.
Like to me, open play is not shitball. Off air, I will explain to you what I consider shitball, but no, like the way that the dudes that we're talking about that we're friends with use it is completely different than my context.
So yeah, they use it as like just laid back. It's like you don't have to care about anything. It's whatever. And you're just hanging out with the bros. And I'm like, yeah, but why would you call it shit? It's just one of those things. I'm taking it too literally, and sometimes
like to those guys, open play is shitball.
My
I don't like that.
Yeah.
See, I don't like that.
I don't hear a lot of people use it. I don't know that I've ever heard anybody use it, to be honest with you.
It's used a lot out of.
I understand the context.
Yes.
Which is just like, it's a relaxing day. I'm not going to try too hard.
We're just chilling.
Yeah. We're going to spend more time in the parking lot than we will on the field type thing. Yeah. Calling it shitball is kind of.
Because that's you. The connotation is that you're going to have a bad time.
Yeah, but they talk about national events like the national events and other things like shitball. And I get it. Once it was really explained to me, I'm like, I get it, but I still would not use that word.
No.
But there's really no other word, because anything else you'd say would probably sound cringe, because you couldn't be like, we're gonna have happy day ball or something. It would be like, ugh, you know what I mean? But like my idea of
chill
shitball.
soft.
Chill.
I just invented it. Chill soft.
I think I may have said chill or
chill soft is a term already. Yeah.
Is it the same?
Chill soft? Yeah, kind of.
See, that makes sense to me. Like, we're just chilling out. We're going to be like, we're not getting into arguments. We're not going to have that. But to get back to my original point before we get off track, these other places that have like a bad community, like I wonder, this is the ebb and flow. I've noticed as I talk to more people, they're experiencing the 2011 of New York, like now. They're like that, just like the Ohio, other places in the country where there's like not the best scene. Now their scene is a little from just preliminary, not like they're not getting people that are violent. They're getting like mushy people. Like, bro, I'm sorry, but if you get complain about, look, if you get barreled of beef by accident and the person's like, hey man, and he wasn't being a shitbag about it, like, sorry, like this is airsoft. You're going to get hurt. You may get hurt. As long as the person isn't like barreling, literally, rifle butting your mouth, like, all right, but
I'm going to start using mushy people.
Mushy people?
Well, so the reason
I'm going to start using that.
Mushy
fucking
people.
Great. I usually say low T, but mushy.
Yeah,
I like mushy.
Yeah, like they're mushy. Like they're like wet.
Low
like,
T and mushy, those go hand in hand.
Like what mushy would be like, and I understand, like, and I feel bad for some of these guys because like their
soft
local
hands, brother.
Their local fields are very like
mushy.
They got guys that complain about stuff, and you're like, it ruins the game. And I'm just like, I'm so happy about this field. Like literally, I think if you live anywhere in the Northeast or you're planning on visiting, yes, I'm definitely glazing yet again. You're coming to New York to go visit, go see the Statue of Liberty or do any of those like touristy things that I've never done.
And you live in New York City.
I never done it. I mean, I
go
think,
there. That's where all the tourists
actually,
are.
I went to Ellis Island when I was a kid for
like a school thing.
Yeah. That was kind of cool. But I mean, I've seen it from driving around and stuff like that, seeing the Statue of Liberty. But back to the original point, in 2011, I was like, I'm kind of like done. And I actually went to Battle Hack. I played at American Milsim Blue Gray, and I was like, wow, this is what Airsoft is everywhere else. Because at that point, that's when those communities started picking up Airsoft.
Yeah.
We were talking before about people with that always had guns, and then I think they started seeing like Airsoft, like whoa, because like what happened was like all the clone guns started happening, like all the clone.
Yeah, like Knight's Armament, the Daniel.
No, but there was the clones, like the clones of Tokyo Marine. Remember?
Oh, those, yeah.
Back in the day, like it was like Double Eagle, all these manufacturers that are kind of well known now were known as cloners of the Tokumuri or the classic army. It was like, oh man, like they're just ripping off their designs.
That used to be a selling point that it's a TM clone.
Yeah. So like that was the thing. But when I went there, I had a whole different idea of how to play. It reinvigorated me a little bit. And I was like, wow, this is what other people are like everywhere else. And it allowed me to play a little bit longer, you know, but like I notice now, like they're experiencing like almost I don't want to say a die-off, but like, I don't know. And then I wonder, are they being mushy? Are these guys like, you know, they're just not, you know, the fields just aren't like run correctly. And if you don't have a ref staff that's like really nipping things in the butt or making things entertaining, is that your problem? Because I don't think literally you can have a couple of buildings and some plywood, but if you make games engaging, you really could get a good community where, hey, look, I'm gonna, you know, you can
get that.
You can work with that, you know.
And that's actually something I was going to bring up. So like, total clarification on Sunday we had an issue with a player, and that was taken care of by you. And
no, it's taken care of by Johnny.
Our staff. Okay. So Sunday night I went home, and one of my friends that lives in North Carolina listens to the podcast, and he was like, hey, I just heard the episode where you were talking about rats. And I was like,
oh yeah.
But that's like 2.5 hours away from him. I was like, have you played there? He's like, I go there all the time.
Nice.
And I'm like, oh, cool. Like, can you tell me about it? He's like, yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, they kind of have a Zulu style community.
Wait,
it's like
rats? What's
rats. So it's a indoor airsoft field in North Carolina. I want to go play that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it looks cool. They bought a school.
Yeah.
Oh.
We
And so
found
the
out about them
fields in
because
school.
Vice did a hit piece on them
Yeah.
Oh, really?
because they were running an airsoft field at an old school.
Yeah. Kids gun school.
Kids gun school. Vice was like, this is bad. But we were talking about
Oh, so
it.
there's an outdoor, and then like you can go.
They
in and
bought
do
an old
something.
elementary school and turned the inside of it into an airsoft field, but they still put cover everywhere outside. So like you can go play in the woods, you can go play around the building,
that's cool.
you can
Yeah.
flank the entire building
It's
and
super
come in
cool.
through a different
That's
side.
awesome.
Super dope. But my friend Cooper hit me up and he was like, yeah, like they kind of have like because he's played here a couple times. He's like, it's kind of like a Zulu community. Like their staff's really well. The rules are a little weird by your take. He's like, but it's actually managed really well.
Mhm.
He's like, and today, yeah, they had an issue with a player. They kicked him out after the first hour of the day. And I was like, really funny you say that.
Yeah.
It's like, we had the same instance here. He's like, yeah, dude, it's ran, you know, super tight ship. They're fun dudes. It's like 2-hour drive. I'll take it.
I used to love. I liked when we were playing at Cousins out in Quorum, Long Island. I used to love Jay's approach to. Jay used to run Long Island Airsoft, and I liked his approach to the game because sometimes people would get salty. There was a lot of older dudes too, and people just get salty. You know, your gun, you broke. You literally went back to the car 3 times to get your third gun because guns were not as reliable as they are now.
You're just having a bad day.
You're having a bad day, and like people are complaining about you. And you know what he would do? Here's your money back. Why don't you come back in 2-3 weeks, and I'll let you come back. I see now. Obviously, I'm not a business owner giving money back to a person, whatever. But I always saw that, and even the guys who, you know what, he cared more about the community than the money, and that person would come back in a couple weeks, and they'd have a whole different attitude. And I think because you could never argue, oh, he just kicked the guy out for like some kind of politics or some creative narrative. No, he gave his money back. He said, you know what? Why don't you come back in a couple of whiles, have a Snickers, come back, and then that's it. And literally treating the person, not berating them, and treating them like that was like really, really good in that early stage. I don't know. Now, obviously, you know, if you, it was never anything egregious. When he did that, it was usually like people were saying like hit calling problems or something like that, and or like some other violations, but never like, you know, assaulting people or
No, like
that.
the issue we were talking about on Sunday was a rental player that just couldn't keep their iPro on and couldn't understand the concept of not blind firing.
There was a language barrier there, and like throughout the day, they're like, "Hey, this guy again."
Yeah,
And so finally, Johnny was just like, "You're done." And
Yeah,
he told me what was going on with him. I was like, "Yep, peace out."
That's a safety concern.
Yeah, exactly. And your ignorance is not an excuse. You know what I mean? the language barrier there, all that stuff. That's not an excuse. Like you're still a grown human adult.
Yeah.
like you know what we're doing here.
Cooper had sent me the information about the rats one because they have like a private Facebook group. So like we have Discord, they have a Facebook group, and they made some big public display of it where they talked about how it was handled and like they always prioritize the bigger community over one player. And I'm like, oh, that's fucking cool.
That's
like,
the hard part. That's the hard part, right? In the beginning, when you're first building a field, you don't know the community yet because it hasn't been developed. So you don't know who's having a bad day, who's not. And also from a business standpoint, I'm talking early, first, second, third year that you're in business, it's really hard to turn people away because your big days might be 10 people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And that one person may affect 2, 3, 5, 8 people from coming because they may, I'm gonna go to Zulu. Nah, fuck that place. They kicked me out for bullshit. And no one ever really asked, well, what was the bullshit? Well, they just didn't like me.
Yeah.
It's not like, I literally physically assaulted somebody and threatened to bring a real gun to the field.
I threw a rock in a man's face.
Yeah, it's never that. But no, I can understand that concept. And
in the first 3 years, I gave it some leeway. Mm-hmm. Like if I went to a field and I knew that they were only open for 3 years, I'd give it a little bit of leeway. But anything after that, like you need to start pruning the bush. You know what I mean? Like, because from that point forward, you've got a good idea. Like, okay, this is going to be a thing. Yeah. And so you're like, all right, I got to make it. I got to shine up my turd. You know what I mean? Like,
I'll say this.
You have to draw.
You
lines
are
I
out of most of the field owners that I've met or just been, you're a real. I don't take this negatively, stickler for safety. Yeah. And I think when like we went to a game, won't mention it, where there was no access to water, you were clearly angry about the health and safety of everybody because you were looking at it from the
different eyes.
You were looking at it from not even just from people getting hurt, but from the liability aspect. You know what I mean? You were looking at like, oh, I wouldn't do this. You know what I mean?
And for the price paid per ticket.
Yes.
I mean, like all this shit, like all that stuff takes into account the amount of people that were there. I mean, it's almost 1,000 people there.
Yeah.
And so logistically, to me, that was a failure that could result in somebody getting hurt.
Dude, Ethan was heat casing and throwing up while this was happening.
Right?
Yeah.
And
Who was?
It was Ethan.
Oh, yeah.
He was heat casing and throwing up right next to the empty water coolers. And we're just like,
remember, I took it and I held it over my head. And I was just like, where the fuck is the water?
What's so funny is that game, you would think I'm a little thinner now, but I was pretty heavy still at that point. You'd think I'd be the heat cas.
Oh,
I've never heat cased.
Well,
and I ran that mile. Remember that?
Red drink.
We retained a lot of water.
That's what I did. I drank this red drink. I was like, I actually did that, by the way. I had literally
it's like the Miwoo like energy drink.
Yeah, I had the squirt thing, and like literally there was some building we had to go get, and it was literally, I think we measured it out. Wasn't it like 3/4 of a mile?
Yeah, it was like something stupid.
It was something stupid.
It was a long way.
And I'm like, everybody's like, oh man, we're just not getting there. And like all these other people, machine guns, just like all, and like popular YouTube, just everybody, like not like a bunch of schmucks or whatever. And I'm just like, I literally chugged this. I was like, I literally get into a mode. There is a mode when I do play, and you'll notice it where I'm just like, fuck this dumb shit. And I just went and I ran ahead, and everybody's like, oh shit, is he running? And he's like, and I ran so fast. You ever run so fast where your legs almost don't want to, you're like, dude, if I hit a rock or a pebble on the bottom of my shoe,
bridge would be broken.
I'm fucking flying. And I went all the way. That was, and you know what? Obviously, it's a no shit there I was story. You know, maybe if I actually took the time to like put a camera on my head, it would be like good footage. But no, I don't do that. I always forget to do that.
So seeing as we're all going to Guardian Center in October, can we all wear fucking cameras, please?
Yeah.
Every time I do that, nothing happens.
That's why I'm saying we'll get you one of those new run cam.
I still have that 4K
right, but contour. Same problem I was talking about.
I have a contour. Same thing. Like you have some of mine.
I know I have your contours. So this is my gripe with Contour. They're fantastic cameras. They are also a 1 hour battery life. So you have to be strategic about I'm gonna turn it on. I'm gonna turn it off. Insert every time Tyler has made fun of me for the contour check to see if my camera.
I wanted to get the Mohawk for the design, but then there was what was that company?
So Runcam.
No, there's another Evolution Gear.
Oh,
made
yes.
or something.
Yeah, Evolution Gear made a
like a
clone.
Mohawk copy.
Yeah,
I was
clone of the
curious
copy.
how that
One
came
of the
out.
Grom dudes has it.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I got to ask him. I need to
Side
record
tangent. Evolution Gear made a camera that I wish they didn't discontinue before I found out it existed. It was the exact problem that we were trying to solve that one night. It is a camera that looks like an RMR, and you mount it behind your red dot, and you can see through it. So the camera sees what you're seeing through
Oh,
your
shit.
optic. And
Oh
it's
yeah.
no
yeah.
more of the days of me trying to use the glasses
We
camera.
were looking at that, going, "Oh man,"
because I was trying to figure out. I was just going to build something. I was just going to make it. And
That's right. We were gonna do. Oh,
yeah.
Oh really? That doesn't exist anymore. Go.
I found it. It was $150, and I'm like, I have spent more on less. When it comes to stupid shit, if this can make really cool content, I will buy it. And then everywhere I looked, it's either labeled as discontinued or out of stock. But to circle all the way back, Runcam made those 4K action cameras that you saw mine. It's in my backpack. I could show you. I bought the first iteration of it because it looks like the Princeton Tech Charge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Explosive Enterprises did
Right.
a video on that. Yeah, I was curious about how that thing is.
Right. So I bought the first version. It was like $65. The audio was trash.
Okay.
The second version came out. It's 4K. They fixed the audio. I set it to 1080p 60, but they're advertising like a 10-hour battery life. It's not 10 hours. It's like 6 or 7.
Okay.
But that's still long enough and it takes 18650, so you could just change it. It's a removable 18650.
But now the thing is, the camera dangles around.
Right. So
you
I
gotta
just zip tie it in place.
Oh.
If you're wearing a helmet, just zip tie it in place.
All right, maybe I'll do that then. It's not as intrusive then.
Exactly. And it's still just like a contour where it's just flick the button on. That's all you got to do. And the camera vibrates. That's
Shit,
it.
you know, I mean, what's cool, we see with a camera like that, I would love for it to be on the back, right? The camera itself, the on off, and the line goes all the way to the front, and then you put it right below your helmet,
Yeah. So like the glasses
almost
camera
like
I
that.
have, I will tell you, the more complicated you make it, the more intrusive it is, and then the less you want to use it. Because like
that's true.
for me to set up those glasses cameras makes cool video. Like it's
what
awesome.
about meta glasses?
It's directly in the center and not ANSI rated.
Are they not? Oh damn!
Hold on.
Because if guy at work has it, it's fucking cool. Those meta glasses,
Oh yeah.
dude, they're like
He's reading your Facebook profile while he's staring at
they're
you.
$300, and he just goes, meta record or meta take a picture, and it just does it. It's awesome, and it's like in his ear. He does. It's not like it makes it. He feels it through his like bone conduction through the.
Can you make phone calls with that?
Yeah. Apparently you can.
So you could do a group phone call. Everybody's wearing that iPro, and so you can just talk like normal. That'd be your comms.
I guess
Right.
so. Yeah, and then it has a little icon and the thing. Now, if you go to New York and buy it, you get the version that has a little light on it
to show that you're recording. Yeah.
But it comes with the thing to like remove that or some shit. So you can be a creepazoid. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, is this the newer one?
Yeah, that's the new one. The old one and the new one are the exact same.
See,
except
if this was like, okay, so everybody can see, there you go, right? It would be on your back, and then you have this. I would just keep it permanently here. I wouldn't take it off.
Yeah.
And I'd keep zip tied, and that's it.
So the one thing that I tried with the older model was mounting it on
How much was that?
like $100.
That's not that bad.
Mounting it on your contacts like this,
Uh-huh.
and then just turning the head like that and zip tying it in place.
Okay.
That also works because I wore it on my contacts on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And the camera is so wide angle that having it mounted here, like you see my nose, my mustache, you see the corner of my eye pro. I'm like, that's not a bad angle, but like
that's
not fantastic.
I like the idea of the flexi line, and if there was a longer version or something, would be sick. So you can literally have it as a battery pack, as a battery counterweight for night vision and
You
stuff.
think it's a good idea, except
guess maybe
for
not.
when you're running, it has a tendency to like move around.
No, I'm saying
which
like
is why I zip tie it.
you'd have. What I'm saying is you'd have it, the line,
Yeah.
a longer version where it would be like almost like cable management, and then you'd have just the little thingamajig like on the front,
Yeah.
like on in the corner. Or
Now
something like
I
that.
am tempted to try Dave's idea because I still have the old model one too. Taking it apart and seeing if it's just a wire that connects this to this, and there's no like circuitry and shit in here.
Yeah.
Because if you could shorten it up, so now the head just sits against this,
Or-
then it's like old school contours, where you can just mount it wherever you want.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a potential missed opportunity, and if there's a way to modify this, I will do it on the old one first, so I'm not like wasting the one that's actually pretty good. The old one, the audio is so trash that it's not worth using.
Yeah.
This still hates the boss unit.
Oh, sure.
Like firing the boss unit inside of a Connex box with this on completely peaks it out. But I would entertain shortening it up because this is so easy then. It's an 18650. You can change it out if the battery dies. It vibrates at you to tell you it's on and off. And it'd be like so seamless to say, hey, look, let's just run these for the AMS game.
I got a question for you. Is that sold at ZuluOutdoor.com?
It's not, because RunCam hasn't emailed me back about setting up a dealer account.
Oh, missed opportunity.
Yeah, I know. I know. I know.
So wing and a miss.
imagine that, like, the whole time it's like, well, where can you pick that up, Jordan?
Sadly, right now on
At ZuluOutdoor.com.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Runcam.com.
no, Amazon
Amazon.
next day delivery. Yeah.
It is, yeah. We should, but to circle back to fields, what I notice is people have somewhat an experience with Airsoft at the 10-year mark. They get a little better, and you got to see what they like. And you know what? What are you guys up to with the how long have you been open?
This year will be 15.
15. You got guys that are coming up on 10, so they want a little bit more. So having those Milsim days and having the more like experience-based stuff, I could see where they want a little bit more than just team deathmatch, or they still want the team deathmatch, but I think in the aspect of like, if you have a mission to do something.
Well,
with
that's kind of why we like the Milsim days, because it gives you the opportunity to just play a normal game of Airsoft.
Uh-huh.
But if you want to take part in the more serious aspect of it, you can. Because I told the players that during the game brief for the last one, hey, look, it's essentially a version of Conquest. It's going to last for 4 hours.
Yeah.
You can play the game just like that. But if you want something extra out of this.
And you had said that you told everybody to bring stuff.
Yeah, bring their stuff out on the field.
I had suggested that.
Blue Team is like real mad about us saying that on the podcast. So like the last episode.
Why was that their secret fucking plan?
No. So Dylan said like, oh, Red Team looked like a homeless camp with the amount of bags and like tents and shit.
Yeah.
And Dan was like, but Blue Team didn't look like they had anything on them. And there were a couple blue players in the comments that were like, because we had it all with us on the field. It was on our kit. And I'm like, all right, well, right on. Hey, right on. Like, sorry, we didn't know that. But like, I walked over to Blue Team.
I like the idea of like having the fob, the base, whatever you want to call it, your spawn area, to have all the stuff, because I would think as a field owner, as a ref, as a player, keeping people on the field longer. Because let me tell you, you walk off. Good luck.
Yeah, it's rough.
Good luck getting back. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's gonna be real tough to get them back on. But if they can go back, and then obviously that also coincides with a medic rule, or I do like those bandit. I gotta pick up one.
They're fantastic.
Yeah, I like having medic rules. Like I've always found that having medic rules eliminates any cheating whatsoever, because then some dudes do stupid things. Like they'll try to get a bunch of guys and they just get like murked or whatever, and then you're like, oh, they play dead. The atmosphere is different than like if I don't win this moment, I gotta walk all the way back.
Yeah,
and it's literally telling yourself and literally having to tell yourself like, I fucked up, which is very hard for people to do. I think we've talked about that before, where like that is. The difference with Airsoft is you got to be your own ref. There is no ref that's like watching the BBs come hit you. You got to be your own ref kind of thing. And that's very difficult for some people to do.
Well, I can understand that with the medic rule too, because like prime example, the rush game that you and I played on Saturday, there was no buddy aids. There was no medic system. And that was like the first thing we said to Dylan, because Dylan was reffing that. And I immediately said, hey, I think we should have used the buddy aid system.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
We went on like a 15-minute walk all the way around the backside of the objective, came in the back door.
Oh, these guys.
And I'm just like,
oh, you guys and you're walking. Oh my God.
Yeah, we went on a nature walk.
There's some times where I'm just like, I play with these guys. I'm like, yo.
You got to put in the work, man.
Why are we walking through here? And for them, it's not a big deal because they're like, oh, I know where I'm going. I still don't understand what goes on in the back over there. I have past African Village. past African Village or something. I think that's what it's called. Like
Vietnam.
Past that, I'm like, I don't know. There's like some other. The fisherman.
Vietnam.
Is it Fisherman Shack?
Fisherman Shack.
Or is that that way?
No, so that's Checkpoint. So
no, that's Checkpoint.
no.
Fisherman Shack is all the way that way.
Right. Yeah.
As
so
I'm
you
pointing, I'm like, over there. Oh.
So you got African Village behind it to the right.
Yeah.
So the southwest corner there is Fisherman Shack. Directly south of it you have Vietnam, and then directly southeast of it, east of it.
And mind you, for people that have not played here, it gets a little muddy back there, and I just am like, and I try to wear lightweight clothing, and all of a sudden I'm getting like all that the thorns like on my balls and on my, and I'm like, oh God, this is terrible. This sucks, and I'm just really, I am a grumpy person. And I'm like,
so you would have hated this.
Yeah.
We started at Checkpoint.
Okay.
Walked down.
Oh, no.
We started at Checkpoint.
Yeah.
Walked down to Over Under.
Okay.
Went to African.
Yep.
Went up to Fuel Depot.
Yep.
Just to come in the side door of the mosque.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
But-
and then were you killed instantly?
I was the first person through the door. I was the first person to die.
Excellent. That is
You
totally.
went to the gate.
And there was nobody's, no bleed outs, no medics. And I was like, that
God.
fucking sucked. And I didn't understand until we got to the Hacienda, because I was also first person through the door at Hacienda. That's when I turned around and saw that we had Dave and this guy Jimmy with us. Both of them had blue tags and I had a green tag. And I'm looking going, oh, I am the meat shield. Okay.
Yeah.
I need to change the spring out in the thing.
Just
I'm too cautious. I'm overly cautious with the blue tag, probably more than I should be, because I own the field and I can't ever get in a situation where I'm like,
yeah.
So when we go inside of a building, and I have a pistol that I never use, and
yeah, you were like downloading a rifle mag to load the pistol mag.
yeah, I was picking up 4 BBs and shit. I should not play with a blue tag. I'm so ineffective.
Yeah.
So ineffective.
Yeah, because we're like 2 Connex boxes away from the Hacienda, and I'm like, all right, we should probably push through the Hacienda. And he's like, we should go around the backside. I'm like, I think, isn't there dudes in the backside?
Yeah,
he's like, yeah, but I can shoot them. Like,
yeah.
I totally get your point on that. I don't.
But yeah, you would have loved our nature walk.
Like sometimes I'm like, okay, all right, I'll do it if it's like. It just so happens that I get overzealous. I'm like, all right, let's go, and then the best is everyone scatters like cats, and I'm like, what the fuck? Where is everybody? And I'm like, I could have went around the other way.
Could have just ran straight at the objective.
Yeah, just run straight. Look, a lot of stuff like, we're trying to do. I don't know. Sometimes I find that like, I think a lot of guys do like a lot of military-esque procedures in airsoft, whereas I find that like a lot of that stuff just it translates to airsoft, but not always.
No, yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like you just literally surprise, speed, and violence literally work in my favor 90% of the time, where I'm just hyper violent and, because I'm like a 240-pound man. It's like, what the fuck? What's going on here? Like, just charging in like a maniac and screaming and yelling like a nutball. It just seems to work out.
You're a nutball, but you're our nutball.
Yeah, but I don't know. What was I going to say? I just lost my train of thought for a second.
Well, I was going to back to, you said a lot of guys are coming up on their 10 year and they need something.
Yeah.
And when you said that, I was like, yeah, you're right. Like actually shooting somebody with a BB is no longer like that doesn't mean shit anymore.
No.
And it's like the method of the kill is more important than the kill itself, or the method of the objective is more important than the objective.
You're always going to have people that want to do just the kills. You're always going to get those people, which is totally fine. But I think if you expand people's minds on how to play, and just like and you should take this philosophy, no field, no national event, no ref, no game organizer could create your fun. So that's why I don't like the shitball connotation. Any game I've gone to since basically 2011, if not maybe a little earlier, but before that, I just come up with my own things I want to do. Like Benghazi. I literally said, I'm bringing the tag launcher. I'm going to shoot as many people physically with the launcher as I can. What happened? At the end of the game, I asked, even after the AR, the AR, I'm like, hey, how many guys got hit by the tag launcher? Like everybody like, no, I meant like physically hit by the tag launcher. And if you were there, the funniest thing was that guy that looked like the old Revolutionary War guy with like the bandage on his head. And like, what if Smiggy got hit in the chest or something like that? I was like, ooh, boy. But that was my fun, is like, I'm going to try to get as many people. Yes, but that was my, you signed a waiver. That's how I, think about that. But,
the views and opinions expressed by Rich do not reflect
yeah, don't do that. Yeah, I'm not really bad. I'm bad. But you know what? I say things like that, but I'll never be mean to anybody. I will literally be like, oh my God, are you okay? Like, is everything, that was wild. Holy shit. I'll be like, yo, what? I literally am. That was crazy. I'm never like, you're a piece of shit, or like, you're a noob person or whatever. I don't even have the vocabulary for a noob person. What is that? Like,
normie.
Normie, whatever. Yeah, but to get back to what you were saying is that I think expanding people's palate, like everyone could like the same meal, but actually showing them, oh yeah, if we do this and work as a team, especially with a field like this where there can be both a lot of players, right, and a community. It's a good balancing act where you want community where people come back, they treat each other with respect because they see each other all the time. Oh yeah, I know that guy. Even if you don't know that guy's name, you've seen them, they'd recognize you, whatever. And then there's the more players, because I've always felt, I know a lot of people don't like this, I want more people to play. I want to shoot. If there's more people in the field, that means more people to shoot at. But that doesn't necessarily, I care about the kill. I care about the action. Because if there's more people are willing to like make the charge.
Yeah.
They're more willing to go into the action. And if they die as we're charging in, it doesn't matter, because like 4 other guys ahead of me went. Because that's my big pet peeve. I hate when people just, they just don't do anything. And I'm like, just go, just fucking go. We're really on a tangent today.
No, that's fine.
But but the 10-year, so giving the Milsim days, because obviously I talked to you about it.
Yeah, we've talked about it.
And like and I'm like, yeah, people like that because it still allows people to it allows a clientele that want a little bit more or a little more challenge to play, and it still allows people to be like, murder, death, kill guys out there, or what is it, main character syndrome? Or something
I
like
call it main character syndrome.
Okay, that's pretty accurate, where they just care about the kills and whatever, but having like some objectives where, and I like the idea, like you were telling me about, like there was the tubes and
the bomb prop, but that was something that you said when we were discussing that was, it's giving players the opportunity to have a high intensity, more complicated game.
Yeah.
Without the monetary and the time investment of going to, say, a full day op or a national level event.
Yeah.
It's not the same exact meal.
Yeah.
But you are getting a little bit here, a little bit there,
Yeah.
the same kind of recipe, essentially.
It's allowing people to go, oh wow, is that what I'd like to do? What I'd like to invest my, because let's be honest, if you just did open plays, whereas like team deathmatch, to go to like a national event, you're kind of going with the mentality
it's going to be a big TDM.
Yeah, which it usually devolves into, which kind of does suck, because, if there are good props and good things, like legitimately when Grimnir did run Benghazi, there was obviously I wouldn't say it's scripted, but there was like obviously an op tempo.
It wasn't just Grimnir.
I know, and you.
Jesus Christ!
I was gonna say there was a lot of work in that.
Yeah, I know. I literally had a brain fart, but like, but between the two, there was like, firework explosions. There was like all this
The vehicles.
Yeah. Now at every game you can't have that, because like there's a little bit aspect. But when you have like a disparity, like where one team has night vision, they have a different rule set, you can do, and then the other team is like rebels, they don't have barely anything except flashlights. You can have those two dichotomies and have different objectives and different like staged, I guess you want to call
events.
it, events or situations or
Script
scenario. But it doesn't have to be like 100% scripted, because if they went one way, they do something else. I think people want that. They find that cool. I think a cool thing you guys could do, maybe at night games or some special event or the next, like a crossroads or something like that. I think some of the buildings out there, I think if we got some, basic, cheap, bargain bin doors, like
Everybody
bullshit,
wants doors.
right? No. With this, we TLFX makes them. They make fake charges.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to plant the bomb or plant the charge to get the hostage or do. I think allowing people to do that, and maybe not in a scenario or a time-based thing, would just be interesting. It's some other way of playing. I think just more ways of playing would be interesting, and something like that would be neat. I don't know. That's
No,
just me.
it's you got to.
I don't know. In an open play, you can't have that, but like
No.
in another, because I think people would probably just drop kick it, because you make it where it would be like easy to knock
Yeah.
over. But if you had it where it was cool like that, it would be interesting to do something like that. You have some guy, dude. Some guy would be like, "This is the coolest thing ever. I just did this."
And that kind of circles to some of the stuff Dylan and I are trying to do with like the Milsim Day thing, because like the bomb prop, when we were talking about it with that conversation, like we spent like $28 on that. It was PVC pipe that we spray painted silver, and then bought like a build your own time clock thing, and then gave the engineers rolls of electrical tape and zip ties.
Yeah.
So not monetarily heavily invested.
Yeah.
Is there an idea to make a more complicated one that's like this size and like they actually have to cut the wires? Yes. Are we working
That'd
on
be
it?
cool.
Also,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
But it was building the game around the scenario, not building the game around the prop, because
Yeah.
that was something that Dave said probably 6 or 8 months ago when Dylan and I were first talking about stuff like this, where if your game's only good because you have cool props, then it's not a good game.
It's not a good game.
Yeah.
The bones have to be good, and then you can add the meat to the bones.
Yeah,
But if you're just trying to add, if you're just adding meat and there's no bones, then you just have a pile of meat. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And that's why,
interesting.
like, when we did that, we could have balled out immediately and bought like a $200 or $300 bomb prop. I mean, hell, Zulu has
I
one.
already have two
Yeah.
of them,
We just wanted, like, I don't know why it seems kind of fun that if you have like 8 wires on the screen and you cut the wrong one, it's going to make the timer double, like in terms of speed.
Yeah.
And then you cut another one, it's going to keep doing that until you're
See,
losing.
but I like the idea. See, when those props or those special missions or
Yeah.
fragos, whatever you want to call, are added to a game where you literally tell the players, "Yo, if you do this, right? Let's say it's a game where there's an ammo restriction.
Yeah.
You're gonna get like 3 bottles of BBs. You're gonna get
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
gonna
like a
get
reward
something
system.
for this or you're gonna get a couple of hand grenades. You're gonna get something.
You're
that's not-
incentivizing it.
You're incentivizing it, not just like you did the mission, congratulations. Like, what? Why would I even fucking do it? Like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go shoot people.
So, like,
but if you
for-
do something like that, that is where I feel like now people go. Even the mad dog killer guys are like, you can even if you're working on, you can convince those people, hey, look, I got to do this, and they'll be, even if they're like so one track, I guess speed soft. I'm just gonna fucking shoot people. They'll at least stick around the general area that you're at to protect whatever you're doing.
And it's so like for Milsim Day, the incentivization is 1, experiencing the cool mission, but 2, you get points out of it, and your team potentially does get some kind of asset. So like the EMPs are in the mix, the UAVs are in the mix.
Okay.
Those are all things that, yes, it's a team asset, but by you doing that, you now have given your team.
EMP, like.
So I know you don't have a lot of experience with Ares Alpha, and for
Okay.
people listening, they've probably heard us say this 7 or 8 times down. Download the app.
What is it called again?
Ares Alpha.
Okay.
So the EMP.
And that's like one of those attack
Yep.
things. Yeah. Okay.
So if you're on red team and I'm on blue team and I scan the EMP, you get locked out of your app for 10 minutes.
That's cool. I like that.
Now, if I'm on red team and you're on blue team and you scan the UAV, it shows every enemy player that's also on the app on your map and your entire team's map within 500 meters
All
of
right.
where you scan it
See,
for 10 minutes.
See, that's even better.
It's
That's even better. That's even better than like, getting bottles of BBs or
Right.
something like that
And
is
that's
like
just-
highly. See, that's cool. Now, does the app allow let's say now obviously there's people we're gonna let out of the bag game the game, and they shut their phones off.
Correct.
Yeah,
so we can't
they'll
force you.
disappear.
Yeah, we can't force you to download the app. We can't force you to use the app, but we can also heavily direct gameplay through the app. So we're incentivizing you to download the app.
Is there a way of I guess no, they would probably be super hella expensive. Is there a device that every player would have to wear or use? Like, you know how the armbands, the red and blue armbands had like
like an RFID tracker?
Yes.
Yeah. So sort of, we always circle back to this exact same conversation. Ares Alpha makes props because the app is free and it's free for us to run games on. But how do you monetize? And you monetize it because they have control boxes and props. They have a vehicle one, they have a control point one, and they are like the RFID scanning boxes that you're probably thinking of, where now we can set them up as capture points, or you can take their vehicle one and mount it on a vehicle, and if it gets shot enough times, the vehicle is out of commission in game.
Really?
It's very
pretty
neat.
cool.
That's fucking sick, because now
But with every good thing is a problem.
yeah.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
It is
It's fucking
expensive.
Well, okay, so like, all right, do you mind saying
So
some
for
expensive,
four-
just so people understand, so it's not like, oh, we're gatekeeping, right?
No. It's for 4 boxes, it's like $850.
So
Yeah.
the box would be like you'd put it in the center of, like, you put it in the
Ideally-
center of CQB, let's just say.
Yeah.
And it would have a certain meter
Right. So
distance.
at that point, then you can geofence it on the app, so you can say that this
that's
is the
fucking
objective.
cool as
Yeah.
fuck.
You can create a polygon.
That's
yeah.
fucking sick.
But
How much are the boxes?
it's like $850 for 4. So I think
Bro.
Dave's pulling them up. The nice part there is, if let's say,
these ones. That's for one box.
so for like,
Bundle.
That's fucking sick,
yeah.
man.
So for like Milsim Day with Advanced and Secure, we've been using
Think-
9 flags.
I think what you're talking about though is this, something that every player can wear.
Yes. Oh, what about this one? Here, look at this. Team tag packs.
That's for capturing points.
Okay.
This is for actually tracking.
See, if you were able to get that at a price point lower, like
Yeah.
$5-10,
there's
and you
that.
had it embedded in the armbands,
Right.
how fucking sick would that be? Because then,
So does
I'm
that
not using
track
the app.
their
but I'm-
location on the app?
I believe so.
Oh, well, that could be neat for
It's
For like-
$100 for
No, no.
one.
for
For
one.
one.
Oh, never fucking.
But I'm
mind.
wondering.
That's just,
See, but
that's
I'm
just an
see,
Apple
I
Watch
would-
that
I
doesn't
would-
tell you your
see,
text.
See, but I would like to ask. See, I'd like to ask some guys that do if anybody in watching this does mesh networks or something like that.
Oh,
I wonder.
that's Dom.
I wonder. Yeah, that or anybody. If there's got to be something that's like kind of cheapo, not cheap. I when I use the word cheap, inexpensive, does it as well as we can. Right now, the only thing I'm thinking of is that the signal net might not be enough, so you'd have to put meshes on the field, which we find. Whatever you can get those, and
Yeah.
and that would elevate games to a point where, like, now you want to do objectives. You'd have
Yeah.
you'd literally have people just so oh man, we got a gaggle fucking here. Oh, there's 40 of them there. Okay, cool. Like, dude, it would be. Dude, to just have that like overview, oh my God,
Well, so
forget
here's-
about it.
Here's the fun part, because then we're running the game and players are on the app. So then after the game is done, we can also then watch the game back in real time. And
Yes, I saw the video
yeah, so
of that.
this is the one from July.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, so now you
That's
can
sick.
actually
That's
see
sick.
where players were, how they moved around. Like, I know with
And
the,
how many people logged in to each side?
so I could actually look it up and get the hard number.
Yeah.
Probably like 70%.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so for
So people are using the app.
They are, but they also understand that,
if you shut your phone off, you disappear.
yeah, which is kind of silly.
It's game in the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People
It's
might
good.
game
The app is fantastic for commanders
yeah.
because realistically, they only need to see their squad leaders because you can assume that the rest of the squad's with the
With
squad
the
leader,
squad
right?
leaders, yeah.
And so when I commanded the first one, it was so nice to just look and be like, "Hey, team fuckface, like I need you to move a little bit up."
Like
up
again,
here."
even a general idea you got.
Oh man, and even like information that you just could not fathom through a radio,
yeah.
unless you had a map with like Skittles on it that were each one of your squads, right?
Yeah.
And just seeing like, oh shit, my squad down in African's getting tore up because I can see that they're going back to respawn. So then, okay, which squad is not engaged? All right, these guys way up here. Fucking, I need to move you guys down. It was for that.
So
it was fucking amazing.
maybe you have. How would you incentivize players not to game the game? I'm wondering if you would, for Milsim days, right? There's squad leaders, right? Is that or they try to get you?
Yeah,
try to
so
do
that's
that?
on the team commander to separate you into squads and dictate squad leaders and who they're going to be with. Now we're not going super hard with it, where like Dave's making a roster for Crossroads or Blood Diamond. It's day of stuff.
Yeah, it's day of. So
one of the potential incentives is there is a leaderboard. So like right now, because I'm on the mobile version, it won't show me the entire players that were in the server, but it will show me the top 5 players of the server. Now here's where it's slightly broken, because it shows like Fake Cowboy had 310 points.
Yeah.
That's because when we're doing checks for the flags every hour, we're just grabbing the nearest random player going, hey, do you have the app? Okay, great. We need you to take it out and scan points, because we don't have the capture boxes.
Yeah.
So we're having to cross reality with the virtual reality. So we're just grabbing a random player going, here, scan this QR code for 100 points, and then I need you to scan it 3 times because your team may have had 6 objectives. So
I'm thinking.
So the boxes eliminate all that.
Yeah,
so the boxes are just like, if you go
It's
up
like
and scan it,
Battlefield.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And on the app, it will update in real time.
Yeah.
So like with
that, it actually, you know what? That it actually does that. Obviously, I'm not financially, whatever. I'm going to tell you right now, for that price, I would go in halfies with that, because you know why?
Yeah, but
you know
we
what?
need
I'll
8.
take. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Whatever. Okay.
yeah, because I was going to say, so like Milsim.
You know what? I've been doing pretty good at work, but no, for real. Like, do you know what that eliminates? That eliminates.
It eliminates staff.
Eliminates staff, but it eliminates. What are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we
Well, it
doing?
also
You can literally go, oh man, they're like, let's
You
go
can
to beat.
well,
It's
and you
like
can
every
see-
video game.
And you can see what the other team is doing based on which flags are being captured
Can
currently.
you message in the app?
Yes, there is
Yeah,
a
you
whole
can.
messaging service in the app. So that's
Dude,
what I
that's
was going to bring
pretty-
up. That the capture boxes would remove the issue we had
Shit,
the
I
first
never- I
time and
never
the
even
second
wanted-
time, where like I had to start a group chat with Dave and Brian in the app during the game to be like, hey, you're red team, he's blue team has this objective, red team has this objective, because we couldn't update it live on the map because we had to cross the physical and the virtual, which is fine. But in this case, it's more work on the refs to know that, hey, every hour on the hour we have to do this. And then I have to communicate to the team commanders in real time as the game is going. Like, yeah, sure, the next check isn't until 4 o'clock, but it's 3:45 and red team has building 34. Just so you guys know, because now Dave knows it as the commander, and now Brian knows it as being on the other team. Oh shit, his guys lost 34.
Especially in the AAS format, because you can't capture something until you capture the thing in front of it.
Yeah.
So you can't just go to the last capture point right by their base.
That's rush. That's the like
Sort
a rush.
of.
Well,
no,
it's like,
So advanced and secure is rush in both ways, I guess is a good way to look at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's 9 objective points.
Okay.
And you guys all have to secure the 9 in an order, and it's opposite for each team. So just for example, it went for the first one, Haji Camp to Mosque, all the way down to.
I remember we played that one of the first times that you had the
we have
the
played
Connex containers. It was before the drapes and stuff like that, and we played rush mode going from whatever the north end all the way to the south end, and that was fun.
Yeah, it was.
That was a lot of fun, and I think with a capture system. And then lives, like, can you? And I assume you can have lives with this. Can you do that?
You can, but that is then on the player to use the hit and medic system. The medic
also
system
have
in
to-
the app is a little weird.
But then that allows. But then that that staffing, that has to do. I'm at the base or at the capture point. Having to worry about that. They're more at a respawn point. Dude, that's fucking sick. That actually made that. That's exciting. That's actually like fucking cool, because then it's just basically Battlefield, and then it pays to use the app.
Exactly. The incentive is that you're going to know what's going on.
You know what? And if you get everybody to use their phone, you wonder if, like, obviously people are, maybe somebody will be like, I didn't bring my phone. You know what? I'd be that guy. I'm like, oh, I don't bring my phone because I'm so used to not doing it.
Yep.
But I'd have to start. I'm gonna have to get the what's the new thing? Yeah. Is this?
Here you go. This is the phone carriers that we sell here. These are the Pew Tactical phone decks.
Oh.
They are copies of the original SNS Precision phone deck. Available in store and online at ZuluOutdoors.com.
Oh wow! Maybe I'll have to get this. Oh man, another piece of gear that I have to get. Yeah. But honestly, that is pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, it's great,
Dude. That with the capture points. So you think you think that 4 wouldn't be enough just to offset right now?
It'd be better with 8.
Yeah, it'd be better with 8.
And if you're gonna spend $800, you might as well spend 16. You know.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is you have to get SIM cards for them.
Okay.
And you can get SIM cards through their.
Yeah, so they have
Through
like
them,
global SIM cards you could buy with them, but then we looked and it's like, oh, we could just buy Amazon SIM cards for dirt cheap.
And then obviously you wouldn't put them on you'd have them on the field when you play, and then you take them off.
Yeah, you would have to.
Yeah, I would get prepaid because you have to connect them to a cell service.
So you may have to hook up a mesh network.
No, you can't use mesh. You got to use
so it has to use
cell?
wireless
because
cell.
it has to. It's either Wi-Fi or cell service, right? And obviously, Wi-Fi out here is not going to do well. So
yeah.
And that's why like we looked. You can just go on Amazon and buy like a global SIM card that has prepaid minutes, prepaid data.
Yeah.
Aries claims that the boxes don't use a whole lot of data, so you can get relatively inexpensive global SIM cards.
Dude, that's fucking dude, that kind of level of play to know where people are, that's to me like, where are they? Because that's all I care about. Where are they? Because then I can, go in there with.
Yeah. And part of the mission set for Milsim Day is us rewarding your team for completing them with either an in-game UAV or an in-game EMP. You don't get to choose. We're actually choosing which one you get based off of the mission. But it makes it so that if you guys say want to push into CQB because they're 500-meter UAVs, from the point where you scan it is where the center of the circle is. So you could be in the lower field or on the top of the hill. As long as you're like right on the edge of CQB, you scan the QR code, you basically covered CQB with a UAV.
Wow, that's pretty sick.
And now that Google Maps is updated to have an accurate field overlay, it's pretty precise locations too. That's actually like, all right. Usually I don't get too, not giddy. I don't want to say giddy, but like excited.
Well, not excited. Yeah, I guess excited. Like, oh, that's piquing my interest. Something like that makes me go, oh wow, you can finally make games that are objective bases that aren't like you're dispensing with reality. You're actually doing something.
Yeah.
That's worth it. That's sick. Like at that point, you don't have to worry about refs standing there. Or I like the idea. You know what? It eliminates people going, well, I don't know if we're winning or not. Whatever.
You can literally look at it.
Yo, we're almost about to win. Like you've seen me have these conversations. Dude, if we just go in there right now, I've had this conversation several times on the field with people. And then, they go, oh, I don't know. And then I'm like, dude, if we just charge in, I don't even give a shit if I get shot first. If we go in there, and then it's happened a couple of times, like you guys playing with me. But having that like overview like that is, I like the idea of that UAV where you can see everybody. Yeah. But then I like the idea, maybe Milsim days you make it more and more.
Yeah, we've been heavily using it on Milsim days, but then for like open plays, like last weekend, Dylan just told me Friday night what games he was planning on running Saturday during the day, so I went home and made him all the maps. Yeah. So then, sure, it's not as well detailed, and there's not a squad structure, and we didn't really have time to implement like the UAV QR codes because I have to print them. The players were still able to use it on Saturday during open play games. Which is nice because then, yes, you're not getting the full experience you would with Milsim Day or like Blood Diamond or Crossroads, but you can still show up on an open play day and expect to use it. Prime example, Saturday night is the night game. Dylan's already given me the list of games that he's planning on running for the night game, so I'm already making the maps for Aries for Saturday night.
I wonder, here's the thing I'm wondering. You had the global SIM cards and stuff.
Yeah.
If people, let's just say people don't want to use their phones, right? They don't want to use their phones, like like for like a bigger op, like the Crossroads, maybe a 2-day event, whatever that is. I wonder if having burner phones that are just data, that's it, and they're simple, and they're simple for and there's Zulu ones, right? And if you want to be a team leader, you have to carry the Zulu, whatever.
I mean, good luck getting them back, but
well, no, you make it
basically
where
what you're doing. Is
I get what you're saying. Yeah,
you're basically.
But but here, this is what I'm saying, Dave. You make it where.
but
every step. Well, no. What I'm
that's
saying.
where that comes in. And
so what I'm saying is that every staff member. Let's say you make it where how like Benghazi you had where that was one thing that you did.
So real quick with the watch looking thing.
Okay.
If you buy 100 of them, they're only $5 a piece.
Oh.
So you just work that into the ticket price. An extra $5. See, look, if you buy 100 tags, it's only 500 euros.
But if you buy one, it's 100.
Yeah. 10.
Oh, this is the one that tracks you on the app.
Yeah.
100 for.
It's 10. Yeah, it's 10.
It's 100 tags for what?
For 500 euros.
So let me look.
So it's basically €5 €5 for. That's with the Velcro. So that's not a screen, I don't think.
That's $5.83.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah,
that's fucking sick.
I take it back though. I think this is just to capture points.
Yeah.
This doesn't track you.
I think that links directly to your app on your phone.
Yeah,
that you can track.
You still have to use the. Yeah, you still have to use. So then, because in order to scan something, you have to go into the app and like it activates your camera.
Oh, so that thing is like you just go beep.
Yeah. It's kind of like what Tactical League uses with the skirmish system, because it's
exactly that.
The skirmish system is this without tracking.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all this without tracking.
Yeah.
It tracks game data, and you can watch the game live. You just can't see the people.
Yeah, like it doesn't GPS track.
I'm telling you, if we could figure out how to make like cheap mesh things where people don't have to use their phones, or you have people that don't want to use their phones, and still be generally tracked. Or what I was going to say is suggest now that we have that, I think for like the bigger games, you make squad leaders, either people that are going.
Like if you're in a leadership role, you have to be on.
You have to be on the phone.
Oh, for sure.
Or you'd have it like what you did Benghazi, where you had game staff or people you knew
in charge of
your squad. You're always using it. So then you have a general idea that if I'm with my squad, there's another 10 people with me. Now there could be a bunch of those guys using phones because people die or whatever.
Yeah.
But you'd have an idea of things. So if you saw on the map, if you had that is pretty fucking. That's actually pretty cool. And that gets me going. That gets me a little excited because I usually I don't get that excited about stuff, but something like that is cool. Like you'd have to tell me, Rich, don't forget your phone. I'd be like, oh yeah, but I'd have to
Yeah, because for years we've been like cultured to not bring our phone.
Oh, I know. Like, I always forget.
I never bring any of that shit.
And we always tell players that all the time. Like, don't bring your keys, don't bring your phone. But if you have a fucking phone carrier, this is a safe place to carry your phone.
Yeah.
Now, have you used the app? You haven't used the app yet. Have you used the app yet?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
I was a commander for the first Milsim day.
Oh, that's okay. Gotcha.
Yeah,
it was a fantastic fucking
you did. Yes, you did say that you did.
My only gripe with it is that my cell phone is old and Apple is trying to kill it so that I have to buy a new one. And so out by the power lines where my CP was, I didn't have any cell signal. And so I'd have to like run up the hill. So like I would be looking at the map, not realizing that the map I'm looking at is 15 minutes old. And I'm like, nobody's moving. Oh, fuck. And I have to like run up.
Yeah.
And then my phone would update because it would get a smidgen of Verizon fucking signal. And I'd be like, oh, shit. So I had to kind of move my CP. But
I think now would be cool for bigger ops, maybe like the commander, you get one of those like iPads.
So
Brian.
Something like that.
So Brian, he's the other team commander.
Yeah.
He made a whole like
command in a box.
Yeah, it's just a whole box. He opens it up. It's got an iPad. It's got a radio fucking antenna. It's got everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking
Brian
sick.
went like really hardcore in it. If I remember correctly, he's got tablet, a little laptop. He's now got 8 or 10 Baofeng radios that he gives out to the squad leaders. And his next goal is, because it's one of the big cube-shaped Pelicans, is having it so when you flip open the lid, there's a TV monitor, and he's going to put plexiglass over it so he can have the Ares map on that monitor and just draw on the plexiglass with white or
Now, how much
Dry
did he
erase.
spend? How much did he spend on that?
He probably spent, I would say, sub $500.
So if he was able to, okay, minus the radios, because people maybe not use radios, you can actually use it in the app. I think if you were able to duplicate that, have 2 commanders with that would be really sick, because then you're not worried about like cell phone signal and stuff like that. You get something that's like really boosted.
You could.
That'd be kind of dope. But then, obviously carrying a Pelican case around would kind of.
Yeah,
Well, it doesn't go anywhere. It stays in the CP.
A
Yeah.
CP. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But
gotcha,
even then,
gotcha.
like getting it on and off the field kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That is kind of dope. I didn't I guess anybody comments that's used this at the field. I'm actually curious what your experience is, because this is something that's kind of cool to me, because I've seen there was the Blue Forest tracker. There's been other
Oh yeah, the
attack,
Desert Fox one.
but this seems to be like much more user friendly.
Yeah.
Not as like
Oh yeah. Like your experience as a player,
yeah.
you open up the app, you hit join game, that'll open up your camera, and then one staff comes by and you scan this QR code, boom, you're in the game.
and it preloads the map on your screen, automatically puts you onto your team.
And the objectives.
Yeah.
Yep.
And whatever you have.
So
map.
so for you as
Dude,
the
that's
player,
so
it's
So
Bro.
even then, we have the main game mode, and then at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, so on and so forth, there's missions. So as commanders, they get a packet that has the physical missions written out. But also at those times, I have them pre-made in areas that I message to the commanders, and I go, "Here's your 2 o'clock mission," or "Here's your 3 o'clock mission." And
Oh,
as
that
long
makes Rush so much. The one thing I dislike about the one Rush where you got to kill everybody,
yeah,
I always feel like there's some schmuck
that's hiding underneath
hiding
the stairs in a mosh.
somewhere,
Yeah.
and then like, okay, I get, and the refs are like,
There's still one left.
or they're like, I think everyone's dead, and then like,
yeah.
That
he's
one
not.
guy walks out and he's like, "But no, I
I'm
was
not."
the main
No,
character."
now you make, but no, I get it. But now, if I control this little spot, no matter if we kill everybody, great, fantastic. They're all back at spawn. Everybody's
Yeah.
playing honest. But I mean, not honest, because in all honesty, you can be like that if you want. You can.
Yeah.
But if you have also the secondary point that needs to be captured.
Yeah.
Now, see, that would be. I'm curious what
So
happens.
there's a way to do that in the physical world as well, and
Yeah.
it's the physical capture flag, which is what we've started doing for that.
Oh, that's true. Okay, you could do that.
Yeah, because
There's
Hey.
always that one guy.
yeah, and all in team deathmatch, well, like playing that, everything should be about an objective, not just killing the other
Yeah.
team. And
How does that work? Does now when you obviously you don't have the capture boxes, but
no,
I'm wondering if the capture boxes, if how many people. Hold on, how do I word this? There's
So are you wondering if, based off of how many people you have in the objective area, if it will capture slower or faster?
yeah.
That's the hope.
no, this is all RFID. So you have to physically go up to the box, and those other tags that you saw that were color coded.
Yeah.
You assign those to the team, and basically what would happen is I would just zip tie them onto the box. And so if you were on green team or blue team, you would take the blue tag and scan it, boom, you own it.
Okay, so it's not based on a perimeter
No.
of the point. Oh, okay. So
Currently,
that's what
no.
Oh, okay. Because I
currently
thought that was what it was. That's what it was
Blue
like.
Blue Fox Tracker did that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
okay.
was where they would just geofence an area, and as soon as you walked within the perimeter of it, you would start to take control, which is awesome. I wish that we
That
could
is
do that
super
with
cool.
areas,
Yeah.
Because that makes it more like Battlefield, where
Yeah.
once you
And it could be
walk-
contested.
correct,
Yeah.
and then on top of that, the more players you have in it, the faster it could go. I would love to see that as an option, but it would rule out the necessity of the capture boxes. So I almost wonder.
No, but the capture boxes wouldn't be terrible as like a little spot where
Yeah.
20 meters around it or
Yeah.
10 meters around it. It's good because that's I'm asking the question is, let's say it's on one of the second stories in one of the.
So like you can't be on the first floor and cap it. Cause
let's say you are on the first floor. One guy's just hiding. He's like, yo, I'm gonna hide. There's no point now. There's fucking 50 of these guys. I'm gonna hide here. Would it negate them capturing it? Because there's one guy left. There could be 50 on the point. We could all be standing there like dumbasses. And we're like, yo, why is this thing not going up? There must be somebody around. You know what I'm saying? Hiding, canceling that out. So that allows the other team to go, there is a guy within 25 yards of here.
Yeah.
Where is this guy? That would be kind of interesting. That would be fun in that scenario in the woods where somebody like literally gillies up and hides, and they were like, everybody's like walking around like, where the fuck is this guy? People are just randomly shooting the ground. That would be kind of funny, and that would be a lot of fun. But like if it was a proximity, I guess what I'm saying is proximity, but even the scan is fantastic, because then that obviously you have the the flags from the real world, right? But having that as the reality, virtual reality or whatever is augmented reality would be sick.
It's also cool because we can move those around.
Yeah.
And we can put them anywhere.
You can put it anywhere. You could be like, you start realizing people kind of figured out how to get into this one spot several times. Let's move it, or whatever.
And that's still what we've been doing, at least in CQB, with like the legitimate flags, because Dylan and I bought these just red and blue flags, and we've been using them for Milsim days, but we've been using them for open play too. If we see that it's too easy to get it when it's in this building, cool, it's just 2 flags on a string. We're just going to move it to a different building and completely change the game.
Is it on a string where you got to like pull it up?
Sort of not. The Connex boxes have like a D-ring on the inside.
Okay.
So we just put the string through that. So like whichever flag is hanging out of the window is the one that's in control. Now this is for open play. For Milsim days, it takes 10 minutes to capture that. So you have to walk in and start a 10-minute timer. And then when that timer hits 0, you can change the flags, because that's our way of controlling.
I'm curious if the app, like these are things that obviously as the app is being developed or whatever, that'd be cool is, okay, we scanned it. Now there's a 10-minute timer, and then everybody in the surrounding area or everyone on the field understands that, there's 10 minutes of this capture point. Yeah. Let's make it counteroffensive. Instead of just everybody's like, what should we do now? I guess we'll go do nature walk, or we'll go here, or go. No, let's all just, everybody's here. We're all dead. Why don't we all just charge in? They're not going to expect it. And if it doesn't work, it's just airsoft. We're just going to die. No big deal. But like, that's
we've got buddy aids.
And that's and then if you couple that with a medic system, bro, you're really going to be hard pressed if you have all these things that like really players understand. Like, you're basically playing video game Battlefield as close as you can without vehicles. Obviously, you don't have vehicles, but even then, oh my god!
I think with the boxes you can determine how much time it takes.
I hope
to change it.
Yeah,
which may mean that somebody has to hold that RFID on there for 10 minutes. That may be the case. I don't know yet. We have to look into it. But
I'll tell you right now,
I would do it.
Yeah, for sure.
That makes it. Guess what? With that makes
protect me.
Yeah. Same thing we were talking about with the beeper boxes, where you can totally take your hands off of your gun and use both hands to stop the beeper of that box. But that also
you explained that. That's hilarious.
Yeah. So, but you need to have a team with you to cover you. Otherwise, you're just a dude in the woods holding your fingers into a box. Like, sure, maybe if you're in a ghillie and you're like, I'm just gonna ball up in my ghillie with this, like that. Like maybe they'll never find you. But in a normal airsoft world, the kid that's like, I want to hold both those buttons so the box doesn't scream, he's not wearing a ghillie suit.
No, he's not.
He's not. He though is going to need some protection, which now incentivizes the rest of the team to
work together.
In the same way that if you have to stand there and hold your RFID on there for 10 fucking minutes, your arm's going to get tired. But you need to have somebody to cover you.
See, that would, and this is all encompassing to getting the 15 minutes of action that really airsofters want. That 15 minutes of like, this is awesome. Like, even if guys are getting curbs, I've said this, even if they're getting curb stomped, but in a legitimate way, not like cheating or anything. They're like, dude, they just kept coming. We're just getting our asses kicked. This is not like, if you're a seasoned player, I think that 10-year mark or even a few years earlier or even more, you're like, yo, we're just like not being effective. And look, they're in good spots. Like, we're gonna have to like think of something. Like, we gotta, does anybody have grenades? Does anybody, have these items, because then especially here at CQB, you need grenades. Like, it is very helpful to at least have 1 or 2 on your person just in case, because there's going to be a point where they're just dug in.
Oh, yeah.
And you're just like, fuck this. Like, I'm
Fucking
not
FedEx.
Yeah.
Sorry. I ordered grenades. I ordered grenades on Monday because usually if I order them on Monday, I get them by Thursday or Friday. And FedEx just called me the other day, and they're like, yeah, they'll be there Monday. It's like, son of a bitch, man.
Yeah.
Like I work on the weekend.
yeah, that's like, but
Yeah, we'll have
getting
grenades and smokes Monday.
oh, great.
So you're listening to this, not this weekend, next weekend.
Yeah, yeah.
So this weekend is the night game.
Yep.
Okay. Night game, is it going to incorporate any of these? Like the
So we're using Ares.
okay.
Hold on. Let's take a quick break.
Yeah.
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 And we're back.
Have a little break.
From our little break.
Yeah.
Because we all needed to use the bathroom and eat some food.
Yeah, 2 hours, long time.
I mean, well, look, if anything we gathered from the last 2 hours, we talked about aliens,
Yeah.
and then we really
Airsoft
went
culture.
into airsoft culture as far as like being positive and like, you know, and everybody's trajectory. I to get back to that, that was like, I'm not surprised that some people crave more, because at the year mark that, you know, that I was craving more, or at least a better community. And I can
That's
see where
10-year
people
mark.
like 10-year mark, you get a little, you know, it's funny. That's the same thing with my job. Same thing. I was like, I'm just trying to go somewhere else or whatever.
And that's
you know?
why everyone should also download the app so they can participate with Ares Alpha when we're doing
Oh yeah, I think, and you telling me about this, because like I saw like pictures and video, and like I'm like boomer with certain things, and it's definitely like, I was like, until you showed me, I was like, oh wow, that's great. I'm like my mom. My mom is very similar to that. Like, you know what? Really fun, outgoing person, life of the party. But if she don't want to go, she don't want to do it. Yeah. And you got to force her to do something. But when she does, people are like, "Where have you been?" I'm actually doing an impression of her as I'm doing that. But like, you know, she used to have a horrible. You know what she used to call airsoft? Boom booms. It's very cringe, terrible. Like, get these boom booms out of here. It's bullshit. You spend all your money on that shit. Your fucking BBs in the wash machine. Gonna break my wash machine. You know. But she's actually a lovely woman. And I love my mom immensely. Yeah, that's it.
Are you gonna send this to her?
Maybe at some point she should just be like, "What is this?" Like,
I feel like, Ma, skip to the 2 hours and 3 minutes.
Yeah, I guess I'll be like, "This is what I said." I basically, I'm not like that. I'm not like that. You know, I had enough of your shit. Get out of here.
She sounds like my mom.
Oh, it's fucking great. I love her.
Italian?
But no, she's actually Polish.
Yeah.
100% Polish. Brooklyn, Greenpoint, Brooklyn. So that's where I was. Well, I wasn't born there. I grew up there till I was 5. So like, because we had to get out of there. It was like too tight. Because then both my sisters were born. Because my sisters are twins. So like, all right, time to go to Seaford, and that was it. You know. But what do you got a question?
Hold on, Rich. Do you know what time it is?
What is it?
Is it Normie?
Is it no? Oh, this is like where we react to something,
That's
right?
it,
Oh,
right?
I like this. I like these ones.
There you go.
I did ask about that today, and you guys kept it a surprise. So
Yeah.
What do we got today, Jordan?
Okay. So, since we wanted to stick on the topic of grenades, thank you to the Spotify community. You guys heard that we didn't have any normie topics, and you came out swinging. So, is it normie to carry one of those spring-loaded grenades?
Oh.
For example, the Lancer Tactical EMG spring-loaded ones. I fucking hate these things.
Wait. Oh, those are the ones that just work on
Just spring tension.
Just spring tension.
Okay, I've never had any.
They blossom open like this.
Yeah, I've never had any experience with them. But isn't there one of them that actually is semi-effective?
Tornado.
Well,
No,
that's
that's
a
gas.
gas-powered one.
Oh, it's gas.
Yeah.
Oh.
Isn't there one that just came out, or like?
Are you thinking of the Stingray stuff?
No, that's still some kind of HP. That's still like some kind of CO2 thing, which is kind of interesting.
Which
I'm actually
also just total off target for a second. Josh tested out the Stingray Claymore.
Yep.
And then yesterday they released the motion sensor activated attachment for it.
So he's probably got that too now.
He's gonna buy that too.
Yeah.
But spring loaded.
Dude, how cool would that be? It's like you want to be a little a shitbird, and you're like, oh, you want to capture the point? I'm gonna put the motion sensor Claymore on the objective.
Yeah,
dude, that would be sick. Imagine like, oh man, I gotta put the REFT pad and right in your face.
I'm in a
and
group
a camera
chat with,
that'd be fucking great.
I'm in a group chat with Josh, and I just see him send the screenshot of that and goes, "Oh, it's so over."
How effective is it?
It's pretty effective. The problem is that it's expensive. So the Claymore takes a cartridge.
Yes, I saw that
proprietary cartridge.
Yeah,
and that proprietary cartridge is expensive.
See,
it works well though. We set it off in staging, and it did well. Yeah.
See, that would be quick. See, now when you have those boxes, those objective boxes, that'd be kind of cool as a deterrent.
Claymore bags making a comeback.
Well, how cool would it be? You had motion sensor, right, or trip line
teammates,
and
yeah,
but that would be the best. Teammates getting fucked over, and it would just be hilarious. Like, shit!
Did we take this flag yet? Let me go check.
You have a
That'd be great.
pre-printed out sheet that's like, warning, there is a Claymore in this building. Watch your step. You
Yeah.
just put it on the door, and like everyone looks in, and they're like, that's a fucking joke.
Now, did he get the rocket launcher thing?
No, he just got the Claymore.
The Claymore would be cool with the motion sensor. That'd be.
I think the Claymore is going to be more effective than the rocket launcher. I saw Balahack testing the rocket launcher, and they were shooting it in their staging area, doing the same shit that we do.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it shoots that far.
And it looks like it had to go on an angle. I saw.
The video they were like shooting it at like a 30 or 40 degree angle. Like I'm not.
I don't know. They have like a ballistic calculator sight. It's like an extra. It's like an add-on. So it has to have some sort of fucking
see.
range.
Like if the Stingray people are listening, a prop like that would be excellent at this field, but like you got to test it for safety.
Well, it's also
like,
that's the thing.
You wouldn't want to buy it and then be like.
We reached out as the podcast and we're like, hey, we'd love to get our hands on this, just do some testing. But then, Airsoft Alphonse and all them, they got it first.
And Jet.
Jet, they got it first, which is fine.
That's fair.
But they did not give it great fucking reviews.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, they
the
were.
other thing there too that I brought up was, so like a tag grenade. We love tags. They're not allowed.
Yeah.
But they have an effect on target. And this is the same conversation we had last week with the mortar.
It's the same conversation we're about to have about this grenade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything on target. No. So now as a ref, sure, maybe a kid shows up with it and we allow it. They shoot a building with it. That's cool. But now does the ref have to walk over and just like tap on the wall and be like, hey, half of everybody in the room is dead.
Yeah.
Or everybody in the building's dead.
It's a lame way to die.
Yeah. It's a bunker tap, but it's a lame way to do it.
I think I think especially for any of the connex containers, if there's a point where people are dead in there, like let's say whatever the objective or whatever, if you could trust a ref to light off one of those mortar fireworks and put it on the roof.
Oh, yeah.
That would be
dope.
That would be dope because there's a visual representation from far away. I'm like, oh shit. They're like, oh, and it does that the sparkle shit.
So what you're getting at, okay, and this is the same thing I thought about it. As a player, I would never buy that, the rocket launcher.
Yeah.
As a event producer,
yes.
Yeah, I'd fucking buy it, right? It's a cool side mission. Like, hey, there's the truck convoy, whatever the fuck over there. Here it is. You've got 2 rounds, make them count.
Yeah.
Because now it's more of a scripted event.
Yeah.
In which case you can do what you're talking about and create that after effect. It represents more cost, and I feel like the projectile should probably do that for you. Yeah. I mean, there's certainly enough room. Those things are like this fucking big.
But legality standpoint, because
sure, you can't just make a rocket.
Yeah. You know what? I what if
we could fill it with EG-67?
You know what's funny? You want to know something? I have a demilled RPG-7.
I have a demilled AT-4 too.
Right? We
We've been down this road.
What
if we took one of the like that? What is it? That the furthest? What's the furthest connex container?
All the way on like the south side.
Two-story?
South side.
The
The
two-story?
two-story,
Yeah.
yeah.
The tavern.
And you had a mannequin or the RPG-7 Holt. You had fishing line all the way
Oh, yeah.
to all the way to the
that's
all the way
way
to the
different.
Conex container, and you just have.
Yeah.
So we've done that.
We have actually done that to great success. Great success.
I think
for
something
the
like
deployment.
that,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think doing something like that for
It's not a bad idea because it's up and out of the way.
and if you did something like that, like
You could launch it from the overpass building.
Oh yeah. I mean, you get
And
that if you get that wire tight enough, you can
Yeah.
launch it from anywhere. But
The apartment.
you could.
and then what the idea would be, I don't know how I
It
guess-
looks good too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
it
it
looks
sounds
really
good and it looks good.
Yeah, and I can imagine if you did that, and then you could have secondary exposures on each four
Yeah.
tops, and like where the fire.
So-
Yeah.
IWA, along with their incredibly expensive TSFLX grenades, they also make effects.
yeah, I saw the effects. That looks cool for an event. Or
Yeah, so I have a dealer account with them. It's you might as well just buy it regular
Yeah,
because
yeah,
there's
yeah.
not much of it. But part of that is I can get like a fireball one. I can get one that's just a big bang. You know what I mean? So you have that line or whatever. And you know what's funny? This is the big old bait and switch. I've talked about it before, right? Like right when I was interested in airsoft, I was looking at videos, and all the videos popping up were like Irene.
Yeah.
Where there was like RPGs flying and fucking shit going
Yeah,
off
yeah,
everywhere. And it was from Lion's Claw, right? And then once I got kind of like settled into airsoft, I went to my first event, it's, Northern Lights, 2011. It was a John Lou event, right? Same producer. So I'm thinking in my head, I just saw
That's
these.
so funny. Yeah.
I saw these things from Irene, and then I go to this event, and you're just like, oh, it's just like a paintball game. Like none of these. So bringing back the effects.
Yes.
The experience.
Yes.
It's the experience part because it's not only there for the guy who's in the room when that shit happens,
Yes.
but also everybody within earshot
Yeah.
and eye shot. It gives them that's why for Benghazi we went so heavy on the mortar and the fucking
blanks.
the mortars, the blanks. You know,
it
all
really
that
adds
shit.
it adds an experience that like look, there's a niche for everything. Like obviously if you're going to that type of event, you're not like MSW, totally different type of thing. That's like
That's
military.
not- it's not
that's
airsoft.
but that's a military FTX
Yeah.
training thing. But
It's
that's
not
what I'm
airsoft.
saying. That's not that. But what you're talking about is bringing back
The show.
The show.
Bring back the show.
The show. And I think people are
Tickets
missing
are
that.
$200 on average, $200.
Yeah.
They're more like $250 now.
Yeah.
Justify that shit to me.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, maybe I'm not great. I'm not physically fit. I can't like keep up with everybody. But even still, I get a visual and audio show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I
Like,
think for just the littlest bit of tiny effort,
oh
a
man,
little
yeah.
bit, you can really get like literally what we're talking about is like, let's say the maximum amount. If you're really doing like high,
Yeah.
$500.
Oh, less than that.
But what I'm saying, like if
Less
you were
than
doing
that.
multiple
Yeah.
type
I don't even know
things.
how many mortars and by mortars I mean the firework mortar. How many of those we set off? Maybe 7.
During Benghazi?
Yeah, 7. I think we set them up prior to the game.
Yeah. Yeah, that number sounds right.
6. It was 6 because I built a command box
And you had
for
Yeah.
$20. I built this thing,
yeah.
and it had like connection points, and then we just
Was
used,
it wireless?
No,
No, it was
Because
we
I've
were
seen them
gonna go
get
wireless,
I've seen that,
but
yeah.
it wasn't reliable enough.
Oh,
Well, the
okay.
wired ones weren't super reliable either.
Yeah, all of them went off except for one that went off at your feet.
Oh.
So I hardwired everything in, and I just used speaker wire. Speaker wire
Yeah,
is
yeah,
like
it's cheap.
the
Yeah.
cheapest shit ever. I
Yeah.
used an 11-1 battery that somebody stole. Oh,
Thanks, Dick.
I don't know who it was. It was somebody at Benghazi. Fucking super. It was like a 5,000 mAh 11-1.
Oh, like a
lithium
racing,
ion.
Like a racing.
No,
No,
it
it
was
was a
airsoft.
Titan.
Oh.
It's a
He's
Titan.
one of the 3-cell Titan.
big one.
Dude, I charged that battery once a month.
Yeah, yeah,
Like-
yeah.
But anyway, so and they were super reactive. Like as soon as I flipped the switch, I could hear it like spark up. And we're talking, man, that whole setup. Granted, I built the box out of wood, and I had some of the parts. I don't know. You're looking at $200 absolute max just for the setup,
Yeah.
and then whatever the pyro cost was, which I don't.
Well,
even
you could
remember.
really get but that's what I'm saying, especially with how CQB is built, it's
Oh,
less of a fire hazard.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So like you can go ham sandwich and have explosions. You could legitimately say, yo, whoever's in CQB, you're about to get carpet bombed or something. You're about to get jaded and just be and literally just have them like just going across the whole thing. And like, it would just be cool. Just having something like that.
Or even on a smaller scale too, like, hey, the objective is to go blow up this building.
Yep.
Plant the bomb.
Plant the bomb.
So now it's not just a timer that runs out.
And it's like, okay, you guys blow it up.
No, it's like
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
So on Phantom Fireworks, which we all know is like
that's where I go.
Yep. 6 mortars for $20.
There you go.
Yeah. I'd be curious about I gotta ask. I guess it's got to be at Anthony's because I know that I have it's like metal. It's like literally. It used to be one of those ones that you fire a grenade out of it,
like a tag.
Yeah. Or the Moscow shells, Moscar, whatever. That's
I know what you're talking
that's
about.
the old school way of just shower shells.
Yeah.
I just realized that everybody's like, "What Moscar? What the fuck is that?" Like, but like we could that'd be cool putting a rocket in there and just. The person that you just have a ref go up there, or just have some like that's
as a staged event, that's fine. And actually, you could even because you're essentially talking about using model rocket engines to propel it along the line. You the rocket doesn't need to be inside the RPG, but the ignition switch can be.
Yeah.
So the player gets up there, they aim the RPG, and then they pull the trigger. Yes, the RPG doesn't come out of the tube, but it comes out from up here.
Oh yeah, you can do. Oh, I like that even better.
Yeah, right.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, we've done that before, and then on the far side, I use the wireless system from Sports Smoke.
Yeah.
So I was basically just waiting for them to shoot it, and then they'd shoot it, and I'd be mashing the button to make it set off the other thing. Worked really well. I'm actually surprised we never got the cops call us for that one.
That's fucking sick.
But we have to circle back around to the normie topic.
I was going to say we went off on a tangent.
We really went on to grenades, but
that did remind me though. Like that would have been. I know I showed you the photo of the smoke billowing out of the helicopter from Milsim Day, like a firework mortar on top. That would have been
that looked cool as fuck.
Yeah, that would have been dope. But spring-loaded grenades, yay or nay?
This falls into a category of like early airsoft shit that everybody kind of buys.
Yeah.
Like, because if I went back to when I first started playing airsoft, I definitely bought gear and shit that like didn't work well. And I didn't know it because I didn't fully understand airsoft at the time.
You also didn't know better.
Yeah, exactly. Like you kind of waste your money on this kind of proprietary bullshit. And in theory, you're like, oh, it's a reusable grenade that I don't have to buy green gas for. And I just put BBs in it.
And I don't have to use CO2 like a Thunder Bee.
Right.
Yeah.
Thunder Bees are like notoriously hit or miss.
Yep.
yeah.
This thing just goes off every time. The problem lies in that when you throw it in a room and it just goes,
yeah,
like there's no sound besides something plastic hitting the ground
and kind of making a springy noise.
And they seem to break like the door.
Oh, for sure.
Breaking is besides the point. So like from a ref's perspective, I fucking hate these things. Because there's some players and they do play here, and I'm not being mean, but they like die on the hill of these things are awesome. And in the Zulu rule set, 10 feet or one room.
Yeah.
It went in, it went off.
It functioned as intended.
Yeah. Nothing's more lame than watching a player run up with this high-vis orange and black spring-loaded grenade, throwing it into the helicopter during helicopter ShamWow, and now the rule lawyering starts because the players inside didn't hear it. They go, it was a dud. The guys outside going, no, I watched it go off, and now we have rule lawyer bullshit going on the field, and I have to walk over.
Is it worth banning it then?
No, because it's like a $12 grenade.
Yeah. Not like it. Also, it's not as prevalent. I mean, there's definitely people here that use it, and I've seen them. But he's right. It causes confusion. Confusion.
And then everybody stops, and everybody's like, "What the fuck?" Yeah. That's.
And then you got that one guy who was like flanking all the way around, and then all of a sudden, he's finally in his good position, and now this rule lawyering starts. So now he stops, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And then he gets spotted because everybody's kind of stopped playing at this point.
Yeah.
It just kind of ruins the whole thing. Is it Yeah, it's for sure normie to use spring-loaded grenades. The only grenade that wasn't pyrotechnic that I think worked reasonably well that didn't have a bang was the tornado,
Yeah.
because that shit came out with force
Yeah.
and
It's fun.
it spit BBs in every fucking direction.
When I started using the Hayabusa Thunder Bees, not the Thunder Vs or whatever the copy, the Hayabusa ones.
Oh,
I started.
Katsu.
Yeah, I started. I went one day. Me and Tony Baloney were like, why don't we just like add baby powder to this thing? And we put baby powder and BBs in it, and they were so violent.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It was
Well, that's also why you put water, because you can't compress water.
You can't compress
Oh, I
water,
never
yeah.
done water. No. Did I did water? I think I might have done water, but the powder and the BBs were effective. But the problem was they became so violent that they would like the cap would like shoot into the sheetrock. There's so many holes that were created at Strike Force because of that, because they would fly off. But yeah, I rarely come across the spring ones.
So like, there's like 3 people that play here that use them.
Oh.
But I feel like every time, and this is again from,
because it's the same thing as if I just took a rock.
It's one step above a tennis ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not
It is.
good.
Like there are some fields in California where you're not allowed to use grenades at all.
Yeah.
So they have like the Mad Bull rubber M67 grenades, and they just throw them in a room and yell grenade. That's extra lame. But this is one step above that.
Yeah.
Because
It's such a shit. It sucks from a reffing standpoint, because it is on paper functioning as intended.
Yeah.
It's an airsoft grenade. It's
not a homemade device.
Right. It's not a homemade device. It's just sucky on the player's end, not the user, but the victim, I'll say. It sucks on their end because they have to interpret all this extra information. Meanwhile, they're getting shot at and all this stuff. And they're like, okay, well, it looked like a grenade coming in. Now it looks like a pile of
Plastic.
Yeah.
Like, did a BB come out and hit me? It made no noise except for it bouncing around. Like, that could have been a mag that fell out of my pocket. I
didn't even hear anything because everybody's screaming and shooting
we're inside of a metal Connex box, so the BBs are louder than the grenade hitting the floor.
Yeah. It's
like the same people that run around a corner with their pistol slide rack to the rear because they're out of BBs, and they try to safety kill you with a pistol. Like, it's the same kind of bullshit.
I'm not gonna lie. I literally do not. I never agreed with safety kills. I never agree. Just shoot me. If you don't shoot me, I don't.
I'm in the same mindset. But like we had to address that recently with a player where their battery died, so they just tried to safety kill everyone. But the person they were trying to safety kill also heard them just say, my battery was dead. So they're just like, no, no.
You can't, you do not have the ability to kill me right now.
And I'm sitting there and going, this is another instance of rule lawyering, because now we have to sit here and constitute, well, does a safety kill matter if the player's out of ammo, or if the player doesn't have a battery in their gun, or if their gun's broken? Like,
it does. It absolutely matters, right? Like, you have to have the ability to play the game. Like,
yeah, it's like
you're gaming the game.
Exactly. Like I have done this before where I'm completely out of ammo and I had a pistol and it had a little bit of CO2 still left in the pistol. 100%. I've gone into a room knowing that there's a guy in the room, actually it was Ed, and go in and be like, blap, 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 blap. And he's like, oh shit, you got me. And I'm just like, stop, you're still in the game. I'm out. Like, I have no BBs. I didn't fire any BBs at you. Like,
oh, you're just holding down the slide lock?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's
fucking with your friend.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, you got me. But it was funny, honesty on him. He was just like, oh, you got me. Like, he didn't even question the fact that I wasn't shooting BBs. Yeah. I was just like, no, man, I'm dry firing, dude. Go.
Yeah. You have to have a BB in your gun.
Yeah,
your gun
you
has
have
to be working.
Yeah, the gun has to be working, right?
Yeah.
I just hate safety kills all in general.
Well, I do too.
I think eliminating safety kills, you that was the other thing about the culture that changed, is it went from like at one point there was a lot of soft in the airsoft. A lot of
mush.
A lot of mush. I was like, bro, you're getting shot point blank. Like, I'm sorry to tell you that. Like, it may happen.
I think, well, yeah, but back in the day, it was a lot harder to get a gun to reliably shoot hard.
Yeah.
Than it is now. Now, I mean, you can pretty much.
That's true. We were trying to put garage door springs in gearboxes.
Sure, and that worked a couple times.
Yeah, we would. I just
did that.
It's just sneaking up. Like, just I don't know. I just was like, oh, you got me. Fuck. I don't know. I just never had the idea of, I would literally, the few times I even safety killed somebody, I was poised on the trigger like the littlest bit.
Yeah.
You turn around, unless you go, oh, I was ready to fucking light you up. I don't give a shit.
Safety kill.
Sorry to be like that, but like, if you do that to me, I'm like, oh, and you know what? You learn. That's how you learn to like look around and be your surroundings. Like
The safety kills for me were a little weird coming from paintball, right?
yeah.
Paintball, there was none of that. There's no such thing as a safety kill in paintball. You just walk right up on each other and shoot each other. Now, however, every paintball gun on the field shot the same. Like 200, well, for me, it was 300 feet per second.
And now it's like 280.
You know, it's funny. I've been hit by a paintball gun. I'd rather safety kill by a paintball gun.
Right?
Okay, don't hurt me, please.
Yeah, right.
Please.
So it was kind of weird.
No, please.
Yeah, it was kind of weird coming from paintball where
yeah.
Safety kill, what the fuck does that even mean? Shoot me, you know what I mean? You could ask for surrender, I guess, but nobody ever fucking did that. You come and shooting. And then to come into Airsoft, which in my opinion back then, and even maybe a little bit more today, is that like, oh man, this looks way more hardcore than paintball. And I'm sure some people are like, well, actually there's mag-fed paintball now. I don't care. I'm talking about 20 years ago, the last time I played paintball. Airsoft looked like way more hardcore.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, this is, and I was young, like just came out of the Marine Corps. Like I was ready to get some. And then I play at a field for the first time. Like, yeah, if you this and that and this and that, you know, you got a safety kill. And I was just like, wait, what? It didn't make sense to me, but it makes sense to me now only because not every gun platform in Airsoft shoots the same in terms of like velocity, right?
Yeah.
Which sounds like a hindrance. You're like, oh, well, that's stupid. How come some guys have to and some guys don't? But what it allows is for different weapon types, different weapon classes to have advantages and disadvantages. And so once you start getting up there in FPS, I mean, you can really do some damage. So I think they're necessary. However, if I was to go back in time, right? If I was to go back in time and rewrite Zulu's rules, or if somebody's going to start a field now, use these rules, right? All riflemen are semi-auto only, and there's only 3 tags. All rifles are green tag, all of them, without exception.
So green tag, just for people that not familiar.
No minimum.
So it means that there's no minimum engagement distance.
And then, what is it, 350?
Currently, yeah.
Yep.
But I would go back and say 365.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's national average, and I kind of like that because then you don't have to change your gun. It's like, hey, look, I use the same gun at a national event.
Exactly.
You standardize everything. Yeah.
So, and if you had a rifle, you could not be a blue tag. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't be allowed to play. Everything is 365 and under for riflemen. Saws could, let's say, go up to 420 or whatever, right? They have a blue tag, 50-foot minimum engagement distance, like for full auto fire.
Yeah.
Actually, it would just be 50-foot minimum engagement distance, period. And then everything above that would be sniper level shit. But I would just standardize it like that. Because in that way, safety kills are kind of irrelevant.
Yep.
I mentioned earlier that you know, I've got a blue tag on my gun right now, and I fucking suck at it because I'm constantly second guessing myself.
Yeah.
Whereas with a green tag, it's like, go, go, go.
Yeah,
Get in.
That's how I am.
There's no thought.
I will say this for open plays, yes. I think for when it's a higher national event or like a higher level of play, my personal opinion, I've said this to other people, and they're like, oh my God, you got to increase the FPS. The jewel limit has to be increased only for the factor is that you got a lot of main character syndrome. You got people that are wearing body armor, actual things that will stop bullets for the rule sets, depending on what rule set. You're wearing so much gear that you're not going to feel anything. And I also think that if you're going to play big boy rules, big boy time, it should be big boy rules. And you're not going to do dumb shit. You're not going to be like lone wolfing into the building by yourself unless you really know that, man, if I go through this door and there's somebody there with a machine gun, I'm going to get fucked up.
So, Richie, I have an idea for you.
Yeah.
Would you like to play this game with me?
Okay, what?
It's called 500 FPS. No
I said
med,
that. I said
real
that.
caps only.
Yeah.
No face pro.
Yeah, that is. I've said that. I'm down, but that would be like everyone has to be on the same page.
Okay, so we have 3 people that want to play this game. Actually,
you guys
4.
are not-
Eric,
you guys
Eric
are
from
not-
Gun Gamer said he would play it.
Yeah, because then it would stop all.
You guys are picturing playing against a bunch of other people that are you.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I'm seeing a bunch of shitheads.
Yeah,
with
definitely.
polar stars,
Yeah,
like
definitely.
Oh, then
running around.
it's really shitball.
Oh yeah.
Well, but that's what I'm seeing because dude, people get hit and they get hurt. Oh man.
Yeah, I can
Oh,
see.
man.
I can see that. But I just think like I actually like MSW's rules with LMGs have no minimum engagement.
Oh, I have
distance.
dusted a dude with a saw.
And
I think
you
it's
can
fine. I
And you
think
can shoot
full auto
indoors.
is fine.
Indoors, they
Yeah.
are able to shoot because you know what? Now you're effective. Like, okay, now you're going to carry the weight of a saw or all the equipment required for all that, like complication or whatever.
But that is big boy rules.
And those are big boy rules. I can understand for open play, you're trying to get people into the sport. You're not trying to like
fuck no,
hammer
but-
people. No, there's two different. And I think that's the problem is that when you get to the higher level, because I've noticed this is where I get, bro, you didn't hit me. No, you didn't hit me. No, let me tell you something. If you had it a little bit harder, you're either going to have a guy that's going to do the, or the little that, and you just know you're getting it. It's like, okay, I'm not even angry. I'm like, I'm just going to keep fucking lighting you up. I don't give a shit. Like whatever you want to, you want to play the playing game, bro. I played that a long time ago. It's not that it's totally fine. I'll
You're
just
gonna lose.
keep,
Yeah.
fine. I'll just keep fucking shooting. I don't give a shit. Like,
Well, then the other argument too is like you guys played like that 10 years ago. What was the
more than that.
what was
even
the
more
heaviest
than
BB back then?
that. 10 years ago was the 2.7.
2.7s, right?
Yeah,
So-
that was like, oh, you didn't have to. You got ultimate compliance with that, baby. You got
But now you got guys who are just standard rocking 3.6s out of everything they own.
Yeah,
Like-
I mean, I'm shooting. I mean, like now, I can get.
There's a
so now, no,
stereotype
so
here.
now I wouldn't go. So now I wouldn't go with FPS. I'd go with joule limits.
Sure.
I do joule limits.
But what he's talking about is like 2.9 joules.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
you're-
No, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Now, if he's talking about real caps where the guns shoot, they're highly accurate as you can get for airsoft, having a really tuned gun. I would go with that. The only thing you're saying no face protection or mouth guards.
Just a mouth guard.
You can do mouth guards.
Yeah, you do mouth guard.
I mean, if you want to go full hardcore, I say no mouth guard. You might as well at that point.
Yeah,
You're getting scars on your face.
Yeah, that's
regardless.
fine. That's
Oh,
fine.
yeah, that's fine. I just
Yeah, but your teeth are like, you can't fix that. And that's like that would be
can.
my only thing. Yeah,
You can. It's about $700.
yeah, mouth guard.
And
That's
a,
the
and a
thing.
roof.
I'd say mouth guard. That's totally fine.
Look, I just want you to fear going into a room. That's fine.
You're gonna really fear if you got a dentist bill. That's my point.
I
gonna
see your
ratchet it
point,
up.
You're gonna do this.
and I
You're gonna
understand
do
a little
I
bit.
used to do this going into like at Pine Plains. I just do this. I do. Have you
yeah.
ever seen me do that?
Yes.
I do that all the time. I'll hold my rifle like this, and I actually hold it in a weird spot. That's why I like this little guy because I can literally do.
He's been waiting for an excuse to grab that.
Yeah,
Like
right.
I'm like literally protecting myself. Yeah, look at this. Look at this monstrosity right here.
Richie, how many flashlights do you need on it?
You have two. Everybody always asks, why do you have two?
But how many do you need?
Just two.
Just 2?
Just two. One is white light, and one is IR. Very powerful IR. Now they're shaped like this because there's no mount that's double. Otherwise, if there was a mount that was double, I'd just keep them both on the same side. That's it. This mount is a.
This looks like a Meta Tarkov build.
Yeah, this mount is wacky looking because it's meant to allow the thermal to look through. It's called the Flip XL mount, and I always on this MP7. It's a goof. I'm just trying it out. I'm going to try it out this weekend at the night game. You'll see this book after the night game, basically. So
No. This should hopefully come out on Friday. As long
okay,
as
so you'll have one day. You'll have a couple of hours to figure out to come to the night game.
Yeah.
But yeah, to look through, and it's on the machine guns on like a saw. This is effective because actually you can see the BBs with the refresh rate because there's enough heat from the friction and the temperature difference that you can see the BBs, which is really fucking sick. Which is one of the cooler things. So having a red dot so you can do some normal aiming because you don't want to be looking at thermal all the time and switching off. But anywho, to cover your face, this little gun was like, just like, knocking out. Oh boy. I don't know. I would just like cover myself like that,
Ugh.
if I had to, or whatever. Or it's so like.
That's what I'm saying. Just mouth guard.
Yeah, mouth guard's fine. But yeah, just a little bit higher for national events would eliminate a lot of the like, yeah, you shot me, bro. I shot you. You shot me. I shot you. You shot me. Just a little bit higher.
I feel
Literally
like
425 would be.
Well, I feel like it was 400 for like a long time.
Yes, it was. And it went to 365 because John Liu had that. And then everybody went to that. I think we should be. Black Sheep did 400.
I feel like it was
400 with a 2.5. It was a little bit higher jewel, and it made the difference. It made such a difference. The little bit of, it's not even pain compliance where people are, and I don't even think people are actively cheating anymore. I don't see people actively cheating anymore. I think they're just by accident. Like, dude, if I'm wearing body armor and fucking dick protector fucking 3A level shit to stop shrapnel, like, you're not going to feel the BB. You're going to have to hear it, and you're going to have to, I don't know. That's just my opinion. A little harder is my thing, and I think saws indoors is fantastic. I can understand the meaning machine guns not needing 50 feet, but like if you had a game where you legitimately limited the amount of machine guns you could carry within a squad, and you had like a real, like whatever you want to call it, real sim or whatever.
Well, that's a company.
I know that's a company, but like, let's say like whatever you want to call it, bullshit productions. I like that. Just whatever. And just had, okay, let's say the PKM you have 300 rounds, maybe. Like, I don't know. Like, the box mags would be very hard to like come by.
Yeah, that
you'd have to have like a little box mag thing, whatever to switch out. But if you had that, you'd be like, oh shit, I just went in this room and oh man, fuck, we just got laced up. And it'll be like the two guys that stand in the doorway getting hit up like retards instead of just piling in or falling in. You know, it's like, dude, just go. Just fucking go. That's why you see me when I go.
Stand there in the parking lot.
Have you seen that what I hate most, and I have to do it, and you've seen me where I just go in and I know that I'm getting hit. I know I'm getting fucked up. And then you see me, I get hit. You've seen this happen where it's my one time where I get angry or quote unquote like angry.
Salty.
So I guess salty's better. Yeah, angry would be like I'm actually like mad at the person. It's more like, dude, just go. I
have seen this.
Oh my God. I'm like, bro, you're going to die. Who gives a shit? Whatever. But, back to the grenades thing. What about that Crytek thing that just came out?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's probably going to be banned here.
Did you see that?
No.
It's Crytek making their version of the 40 mic.
Why?
The
company that made that went out of business.
They literally released it. It's a launcher and basically it has a front flap that you can change the spread.
It's still uncontrolled.
So it's either one or like they didn't show much of it. They just showed the flap.
It looks the same. It's the 40 mic, but it's black and gold instead of blue and silver.
Yeah, it's
Why?
No one asked for it. Crytek. No one wanted it. No one asked for it.
Right? Like the company that made that went out of business. That should tell you something.
Well, the company that made that went out of business for stealing people's money.
Sure, either way. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's Anthony.
That's Anthony?
Yeah, because he was like mad at something already. He sent me a picture. You guys do the podcast? Yeah, we did.
We did.
And the ratings were better.
Yeah.
We're on 2 hours and 45 minutes.
I don't know. So that's uncontrolled. You will not have that here.
Uncontrolled full auto, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would want to see a video of it shooting before saying like, hey, Dave, are you going to make a ruling on this? Because Airsoft Innovations had two. They had the 40 mic and the master mic. The master mic was a shotgun.
Yeah.
The 40 mic was uncontrolled.
It seems to me, from what I looked like, is that it can do both.
Right. And that
like it's like a flap front or something.
Yeah,
like
I don't
some
trust
kind of lever thing. Yeah, exactly. But I will say this, that I will say something about Crytek. When they do make something, they do have a whole ecosystem. Like they have the launcher and the holster with it that like fits nice. I was like, oh wow, if I was like, I wish the Tag Innovations come up with some kind of holster option for your ML36. I want to carry the thing. I had to like jerry rig this thing to get it on, but like something that works, like, because that thing's a pain in the ass to carry. It really is. I'd rather just use it as a primary, to be honest with you. if I'm gonna have 300-400 rounds of tag-ins, I might as well just, everybody goes, oh, why would you not have a BB gun? I'm like, bro, I might as well just fire 3 tags at some asshole in a building or in the open field, and then the rest of you can mop up. I'm old. There you go. Go nuts. Go
I'm
nuts.
old.
Wise words from Rich.
Yeah,
I'm old. There you
go
go.
nuts. Go nuts. Yeah, Is there another normie question?
We usually only do one.
Nah, we'll do one. We'll save the next ones for. But I think we're all pretty in agreement here that the spring-loaded ones are kind of normie.
The spring. Yeah, I guess they're kind of normie. Okay. I guess I just never come across them too much. It's funny. I could just imagine. God, I can imagine Tony Baloney being like, "This is pretty cool."
Yeah, of course.
This is pretty cool.
Of course he'd like that.
Then he'd really get it. And I think it would be going back to your point where you'd be like, "Oh man, this is pretty cool." Like agrees, and then it'd be like, "Oh, it doesn't really work."
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah, right.
But I just thought I saw one online that like is effective now. But I guess maybe I'm wrong. I'll have to look it up. It looked like it was. Maybe What about the sound? What about sound grenades?
Define what, like a blank fire?
No, not the blank fire. Like the ones that I think Navrish made, and then like
the Navrish one was a knockoff of the Airsoft
Innovations one where it had like a little cellophane thing at the bottom.
Oh yeah. If it makes a pop noise, yeah. If it makes a noise, that's even better.
That's just a green gas powered Thunderbee.
Yeah,
that's fine.
But like I converted my Thunderbees over to blank fire, and those things are fucking awesome.
Yeah,
you have them too.
Yeah, I do. I bought 4 of them, and I haven't used them yet. Really, I've used them a little bit, but I just feel like the 38's not enough. I feel like I really would just like to put a 12 gauge.
Jesus Christ.
So I can. I don't know. We were throwing them left and right on Saturday. They're loud enough.
Yeah, they're loud. You have the 9mm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's 9mm starter, so it's like almost like a 38.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Look,
it's loud enough. I threw it in the woods and it was loud.
See me, I'm just like, I just want it to be like, oh fuck. I guess maybe.
Yeah, Richie wants tags.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? I think
I want tags.
You know how you mentioned like 4 hours ago when you said about like shooting a BB. It's not like people want more.
Yeah.
To me, I've shot enough BBs. I've done that. What really gets me an airsoft boner is the tag-in launcher. The tag-in launcher, like, dude, I got 2 of them. I have PSQ-18 laser grenade launcher laser sights that are IR designators and illuminators that are actually extremely effective if you sight them in. They are a pain in the ass to sight in, as me and Jordan will attest to. It takes a lot because you're trying to line.
That was so annoying to do.
But once we did it, at 120 meters, I could just go with laser, boom, and hit somebody.
Yeah.
Because it would be a illuminator, a full power illuminator, and then the laser in the center. And then if you were, what's interesting about that thing is if you can't it, the laser blinks.
Yeah.
So you have to be level. So that's, for a real one, it makes sense. But like for the airsoft one, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, there was several times where, remember that guy? That guy was like, your aim's horse shit. And I just hit him before horse shit came out of his mouth. I hit him right in the quad. He went, oh shit. At 120 meters, we literally like, it was without the 3, Benghazi was so much fun. Look, Grimnir, I don't know what I got to do.
I'm gonna send this to Ian.
Why you do this? You're able to go to this facility. Please, just like do it again. If what is it? If you build it, they will come.
Yeah, Grimnir, come back to us.
Please, like just do one event. Just do the one event. Be like, look, we're doing, and go buck nutty. I'll get like I'll literally bring like 1,000 tag-ins, and I'll go on. I'll go on. I will be. I swear I will be a commander for the
Op 4.
Op 4. I'll wear my dad's old sanitation Class A uniform. If you've seen the meme, maybe Jordan can put it
saw
up.
it.
The meme of where you literally look like General Garbage, and I will literally have. I still got all the pins and ribbons and shit, and I got the A class hat, everything, and I will put every pin, and I will be General Mickey Mouse or fucking. I'll make a thing. I will literally lead my troops into battle. Please, that event was so much fun for the cinematic experience. And I had so much fun. And please, I don't know, like, just run it again, please. That's all I got to say. I don't know.
Dave's just sitting here laughing because every time we talk to Ian, it's like, hey, Ian, yeah, when are you coming back? Like, every time. He'll text us, be like, you guys want to play
Monday night when I was playing with him, we were talking about it a little bit.
Yeah. Ian will text us, be like, you want to play Arma? And it's like, okay, cool. So we're going to play Arma for an hour and discuss Airsoft.
Oh, fuck. You texted
like,
me last night. I was so fucking tired.
Yeah, I wasn't doing it.
Like, why don't you just be like, every time he says, be like, yeah, what about Benghazi?
Because that's kind of what we do.
Oh, really? Oh, man. He must be like, this fucking.
Yeah, he's a little over it. Yeah.
Oh, man.
It doesn't help when he like added me on Snapchat and I'm like, you don't know what you've just done. So every time I'm editing the podcast and like this comes up, that's why I joke, I'm going to send this to Ian.
This guy, like, I barely know him. He's going to be like, this piece of shit.
No, it's more towards me where he's like, I fucking get it. You want us to come back.
He said some people in the Grimnir Discord have started back up again.
Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious. But like, it was really fun because I don't know. I know that you had said that field wasn't. I mean, look, I will say this.
For Benghazi, it wasn't great.
Yeah, you said it wasn't great. I thought differently as a player. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
But I will say this, like, why people don't realize behind the scenes, Dave really gives a shit about like the glazing. He really gave a shit. I know, like, it stressed him out to make sure that like people were having 110% fun.
Well, that was the first event that I was a part of where the ticket price was pretty substantial.
Yeah, and that's what you were saying. You were like, I'm charging this amount. I don't even feel right asking it, even though you were putting
180. Yeah, for GRS it was 180 bucks.
And
that's a lot of fucking money.
And you know what's funny? You say that, and you actually like care. Like their event producers 360. Like, it's crazy. What are you getting for that? Like, what do you get? That goes back to, like, you know, having the experience. If you're going to have that, you know what I mean? It's a lot. But, yeah, how much was the Rebels?
80.
80? That was,
yeah. We wanted to keep their price low because we really wanted 3-to-1 ratio. And we got close. I don't think we hit. I think if you really tried to this time, I would so go all out. I will literally get all the outfits. I'll shave my beard and grow. I'll do whatever. I want to be a general and like have. Let me use a golf cart. I'll get a cane. I'm gonna like look at every African mercenary. Every like warlord.
Yeah.
I want the gun of Rambo.
Failed republic. Of
Richie
Africa.
just wants a tag launcher in one hand.
Yeah, I'll have the tag launcher.
The
yeah, and a crank. Yes. I don't have a crank, but I'll
blank fire crank.
Oh yeah, that'd be great actually. So I can like that. I'm just all about making loud noises. But yeah, that event was just fun. You know what? The event was fun for me because I fired 250 tags at everybody.
It was a bit excessive, and even during the AAR, they were like, "Hey, if we're gonna limit ammo, like maybe we should limit fucking grenades."
That's happened
too.
at MSW too. They always, I
pay
really
to win,
like,
baby. Pay to win.
I am the.
That's the ultimate form of it.
I am. My friend has said I am the epitome of pay to win. But let's be fair. Without the grenade launcher, they would have gotten in like within like an hour and a half. They would have gotten in pretty early on. The grenade launcher really like kept them at bay at least a little bit. At least I think so.
I just can't imagine it was a lot of fun for them.
No, it wasn't. They're like, this sucks. This
because that's what I mean when I say that Panthera may not be the best spot for that style of game. Is just because there was so much open ground.
Yeah.
But like Camp Shelby.
Oh, Camp Shelby would be fucking
Camp
perfect.
Shelby would be perfect.
We put the GRS compound like right in the middle of the town, dude. So that way, like one street over, there could be a 6-story building. That,
Yeah. Yeah, I see it. See, that's an event. Obviously, like if you had an event like that where people want to use their night vision, they want to use the high tech toys. They want
to have that advantage.
They want to have that advantage. Yeah. Cool. You're gonna pay for that advantage, right? You make the ticket. That's where the ticket prices are $300, but there's like a lot more production, and you make like being a rebel dude because you're gonna you might get kind of curb stomped a little bit. I don't know, $20, $30, like almost like an open play,
dude. When we used to do them here, there was years where I had like 250 Op4.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was fucking nuts.
And how much were the Op4 tickets back then?
Back then, it was, I think an Op back then was like $45.
Yeah.
Yeah, $45 for, I think GRS was $50 or whatever it was. Like it was slightly more, right? And with that many, you could do some damage. I actually had to like control
throttle back.
Yeah. How many
you could just do a human wave where it's just not an.
In the first 10 minutes.
Yeah,
you take it over. Yeah.
And then you have a couple guys throwing hand grenades going.
Oh
like,
yeah. I mean, that's why we used to always do the
Operation Human Meat Shield.
Yeah, the 3 a.m. raid, right? The 3 a.m. was like the first attack where it was 100%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was always like bedlam that's why the cops got called. So, but anyway, let's wrap this one up. It's been about 3 hours. Thank you, Rich, for coming by.
You're welcome.
And with that, good night. God bless. We're out.
See you later.
Bully Grimner.